Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's
We
showing.
gotcha. We're living. Okay, well, sure. Why don't we? Of course, welcome to the Illuvium Pro League 250, our IPL 250, coming at you in just a couple of moments' time. We've had a fantastic weekend of matches so far, and it's only going to get even more heated up as we have plenty of storylines, of course, to talk about. Before we get there, Caveman, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing amazing. You know, every weekend I'm like, oh, what am I going to do this weekend? And I remember we get a tournament every weekend. And I just look forward to, I'm like, yes, this is so exciting. You know, and at least for me in the UK, this timing's kind of perfect. At least this 250, because it ends right at 9 p.m. my time. And if I want to go out, do something else for the evening, I can. The whole morning, I went on an 8-mile run this morning, feeling great there. And now I just get to cast this. So super excited to see who's going to be taking the victory today.
I am. That's nice. Good to hear, man. Get your steps in. And yeah, I'm really excited for the IPL 250 as well, especially because it's the last IPL 250 of the season. And then we're only going to have IPL 500s and IPL 1000s leading into the World Finals. So we have an updated schedule right here that we're going to look on in a second. But first off, let's quickly check out the format and the prize pool and all of that stuff. So first off, we have the IPL 250 format right here. We're going back to what we had before. Since this is the smallest tournament in the IPL, we're going back to best of two into a best of 3 in the finals. That's where we are right now. So we have arrived at the final 8 players, and we're looking to crown our grand champion in the best of 3 that's coming up right now in a few minutes. We're gonna start very soon. And the players are going to be playing for a $2,000 prize pool. First place gets $700. Again, this is the smallest tournament. The IPL 1000 that's coming up very soon, for example, has a $20,000 prize pool, 10 times this amount. And yeah, this is very much a small grassroots community style of event, the IPL 250, compared to our big ones. And then here we have the schedule and the new updated schedule for everything that's coming up. So in October, we have the IPL 500 coming up next weekend. Then in November, we have the IPL 1000 on the 1st of November into IPL 500, into an IPL 1000. And then we have a final call event where people and players have a chance to qualify straight into the World Finals, which is very exciting for anyone who hasn't qualified yet. And then the World Finals, as you can see on the right side, are going to be a 2-week event, 2 weekend event. And yeah, that's going to be really, really exciting. $150,000 on the line for that one as well. So yeah, good things to come.
Plenty of excitement. I know I'm especially going to be excited for when we get our last chance qualifier or the final call. All of those is in past esports. Anytime there's an LCQ of some sort like that, it's always some of the most intense matches, intense esports action you can find. And I expect the same from Illuvium, especially since, well, one, pointing your way in is still extremely doable, but having that final call, just that much more intense.
Yes, sir. And here we're going to have a quick look at the IPL global leaderboard right now. These people here in the top, these are our best players in the league. All of you, of course, know Ama Fishy from the last 2 tournaments, the last 2 weekends. He was taking the win in the last 2 weeks. But what we want to do now is scroll a little bit down, because for the World Championship, the top 48 players are qualifying. And right now, number 48 sitting at 11 points. And yeah, this means, for example, if you do well today, only in an IPL 250, you are already in the top 48. So nothing is lost yet. And there's still a lot of room to qualify for the World Championships. Basically, up till the very last tournament, you can, with a good performance, easily slip into the World Championship and fight for $150,000.
Yeah, because with the way that it looks like when we're looking at normally our leaderboard, you see hundreds of points, players with hundreds of points. And it's easy to think that even if you picked up the game now, that like, oh gosh, they have 100 points and it's 48 people that go in. Like, I'm not catching that up. But then you look down and realize, like, wait a minute, one good weekend can immediately get you into the World Championships as it stands right now. So even if you haven't started yet, you have the opportunity.
Real quick, I do want to mention the game is up already. They are moving along. It's a Crimson Waste. They're around 5 already, so we may want to hop into that as soon as we can.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's boot it up.
Sounds good to me.
Crimson Waste. Which one? Because we have different rule sets in the same region, right? Which one do we have?
So this one is the dealing 3 additional damage to players that have more health than you.
Okay.
Always a little bit interesting one there. I still don't know if there's a proper way to play this, or if you just play regular, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a little different compared to the scrappy one. I know we had it happen twice in the semifinals, where we got the one where you dealt additional damage based off of how much interest you had. Those games were quick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Often taking 5 to 7 additional damage. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly check out the scores before we load in from the semifinals, but we are almost in. So just in a minute, we're gonna join the players all in game. And we're about to start off the best of 3 here in the IPL 250.
I guess I could give a little bit of, or actually, here we go. Loading on in. There's the scores. Okay, perfect. So, had the opportunity, of course, to take a look at some of these matches while they were going through. And Zabrochton in Lobby 1, they only had a 6th place finish in game number 1. So they had to really scrap. And it came down to Zabrochton and Jonah Kino. They were both in the top 5. And thankfully here for Zabrochton to get themselves into the grand finals, they were able to take down Jonah Kino, which was definitely, to me, it's still a little bit of an upset. Jonah Kino was a rather frequent grand finals winner or grand finals finalist at this point here. Then, of course, I'm Fishy. Wolverine broke the inconsistency streak. Finally got a great semifinals. We see him here in the grands. And honestly, same thing with Nariba. High highs, but low lows as we're into our very, very first draft deck. I can go over the other lobby if you'd like, or we can hop into the game.
Yes. Well, we still have time, so you can definitely give us a little bit more context. I love that Zebro actually made it into the grand finals today, because, yeah, he's an up-and-coming star from TFT, and it's really cool to see that he's finding his foothold.
Absolutely. And on the other side, in almost a similar nature, we have Slooper, who started off the lobby with a bang in the semifinals, was able to essentially take it and run from the halfway point, won game number 1, did, I believe, third in the second one, getting themselves in. But then, of course, we got Not Complain, who's been on the come up as of late as well. Lynx has been pretty much as consistent as you can get with IPL. Never necessarily winning the thing, but always showing up in finals. And honestly, same thing with who we got 4th here with Narkesh. But that definitely is a kick in the pants here for a couple of the players that didn't quite make it. Fox Spirit and Slicks, notably, having a tough time getting things going in the semifinals, end up falling in 5th and 7th respectively, then Stygian and Detective Alanay. But both of those lobbies were full of killers. It was crazy.
Yep.
And I don't know, I think you may have mentioned it already, but Wolverine, first time, I think, making it to the grand final, right? Did you already mention that? I might have forgotten.
First in a while, if not their first time ever. But yeah, they got rid of their inconsistency streak right at the right time.
Yeah.
I have the analytics here. We have Wolverine currently sitting on 52 points.
Oh, he's done fine. Yeah, okay. He's definitely
And
made it in.
he has played... I'm going to find that. Total participation. 6. Okay, I don't think I know how many grand finals, but yeah, 55 points. He probably did pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're almost always a shoe-in for like top 32 and top 16, but awesome to get to see them in the top 8 here.
Yeah, it seems like most of this, like points and money-wise, comes from the first IPL 250D inauguration with Kieran and Rich. So after that, he hasn't qualified for grand finals anymore, but there he was in the top 8. Long time coming. All right, let's quickly go over the weapons right here. We have Not Complain currently sitting in a win streak position, 100 HP, with the Ember Buckler Fire Bulwark. Then we got Vinebound Cleaver from Lynx and Slooper. We got the Ember Bastion Earth Bulwark coming out from I'm a Fishy. We got the Ripple Flail from Nareba and the Arrow Edge Airfighter from Wolverine. And last but not least, we have 2 more water weapons. The Sylphid Blade Water Fighter and the Aqua Blaster Scion Water. Are we going to see a lot of Toxic, a lot of 8 water? What do you guys think will come out of these weapons?
Yeah, I imagine, the 5 bulwark's pretty strong, as we can see from Not Complain already. So that Ripple Flail, I could imagine going into that, or an Aegis, and then it's just buffing maybe the Rye Plants once again. The Sylphid Blade, maybe Mud, and then that Aqua Blaster could be the 8 water, Harbinger to Tsunami. It looks like they're also doing Toxic at the moment, but yeah, it could be a lot of competition there. And then the 2 rogues, they're going to have to be competing against each other. Yeah, excited to see how this plays out. Who's going to be taking it?
Right now,
in particular. Oh, sorry.
All good. I just wanted to address a chat message because it has been asked 2 times. How do we play this game is the question. So basically, you're watching on Twitter right now. We're also on YouTube and on Twitch. Choose your platform of your liking. But basically, you click on the Illuvium profile, and we have the homepage link there. Illuvium.io is the main homepage. You can register for free and download the game for free as well and play for free. So this is a fully free-to-play experience. It's an autobattler, as you can see right here. And yeah, you can anytime create your account and try it out and see how you like it.
I want to point out something kind of interesting. So we are in Crimson Wave, so you know that these games are going to be shorter. And what we're actually seeing is a lot of people are already level 6 this early. Like Not Complain was already hitting it at level 6. He was in that win streak. You have several other players already at level 6. So they are pushing levels, trying to maintain their health as long as they can, even at the potential loss of losing access to those tier 1s if they're trying to get a reroll comp. I'm curious, actually.
But I think I'll be very curious. And I know for Zabrojson in particular, they picked up that Aqua Blaster, the Scion water weapon again. This is what they ran in the last semifinal right before this Grands, which was their ticket to getting through. They did have a 8 water steam composition heavily involving a Wraith. So I'm curious if maybe that's going to be their game plan once again. Worked once before, and see if it happens again.
Yep, let's follow them along. Cbro is going to be here in a PvE round, and we can check out the deadly looking corner composition already. Is that an Exalted Fleece? No, it's still the normal one. But yeah, that's looking really good. A lot of stage 2 units all unlocked already for Zebro here.
Yeah, and getting that Harbinger online is really, really beneficial. A lot of times, it looks like he is favoring the Toxic at the moment, though. So that might be something, a new meta that I didn't realize is valuable. Because I feel like Harbinger with that Axon is way, way better. But maybe we're looking at something different.
Yep.
On most times, I'd absolutely agree with you. The Toxic's nice to have, but the Harbinger almost feels like essential to your team composition. So, granted, this was at least versus an NPC round. We'll see if there's a swap up.
Yeah.
But
a point for Toxic against Harbinger is maybe he's very tanky already, and I think the damage is a little bit lacking. And Toxic is going to provide you a little bit more damage over that Harbinger tankiness. But then again, you could also argue if done right, Harbinger will also boost your damage, because you get extra Omega power on low health. But I will see if he swaps it right here. We definitely see a lot of swaps coming out. The Alpha is now in play. So damage-wise, also with the Riptor stacking up a little bit.
8 water now online, and the bond has changed because he took out the Atipo. So I'm assuming it's going to be Harbinger now. And the question is, what is he going to go with for this bond?
oh, the Singe. And at least later down the line, I can definitely see the Singe coming in play to unlock that steam, but we're not going to see it immediately. It's going to be completely left unbonded, so just strictly sticking with water, but at least they have the 8 water, which should allow for, as these casts continue, more and more Omega power coming on through, especially to that little Alfie. Big damage coming out from that water squad of Zabrocha, winning that one.
That was actually a huge roll down. Like, he was buying a lot of units. He was changing things out, leveling up that Singe, leveling up a lot of different units. That was a lot of money he just burned through, getting 2 Squizzes and a Mamu on there too. And he's got Scarabok on his bench as well.
Yep.
I wonder if he felt that that was really important at this point in the game.
19 gold sitting at the bench. Definitely the economy is not looking so good. Keeps on rolling, or at least buying another Mammut. Mamu coming out here. There is also another Flare, so trying to go for a stage 3 Flare. Gonna be interesting to see. By the way, a lot of people have requested it, and it is in the pipeline. We're gonna get the gold indicator sooner or later. It's gonna take a little bit time, but like personally, I would assume it, or I think it's gonna be there in the next testnet patch for us to try out. All right, let's watch one more time. Zebro here with his water composition. Now he managed to bond the Ranger, which is now Harbinger, so there's a lot more tankiness coming in. The Axon already dead though, and this is looking deadly for Zebro. All the red units still alive, healing against it with that Magma as well, giving additional damage and additional resistances to his team. And yeah, no chance here for the water team, as Not Complain is going to take it, comfortably sitting at 92 health.
Yeah, I think the problem was he's augmented his dash, and the dash just isn't the unit you want to put a lot of those augments on. If you would have thrown them on his Axon and put his, maybe even frontlined his Axon, his whole team would have survived a lot longer, buying him time to scale. Because the water, once you hit that 8th threshold, it's really just about stacking your Omega power, letting that Ranger ramp up, and then just become an absolute unit.
Yeah.
I'm curious what Zebro's going to pick up. He's going to grab that Scion chip. He is. That's huge. Wow. I think that's going to be a significant boost in his power. He can put that on a lot of different units, and it's definitely going to increase their output, especially with water. We're going to see some pretty big pops, I think, coming from him as he gets 8 water online.
Throw that thing onto a Raycor number, and oh god.
Definitely going to pop. And I mean, if we're looking at Narkesh sitting at 37 HP already at round 15, but he is rolling. He has secured 4 mud. Will it be enough to bring him back from here? He needs to slam some levels. He's level 6 now, and now he's only 2 Caribloos away from getting that stage 3 Cardalox. He's going against Wolverine here with a fighter comp. We're going to see how this plays out.
I definitely like this. I also like the addition that Narkesh is bringing the Chikondi, which is now allowing for Predator on top of this. Not only are those muds going to hit hard, but at least 2 of them are going to have some bonus execution, and we can see with how quickly they just melt through this squad like butter. Wolverine didn't have a bad team, but that's just a godlike team coming out here from Narkesh.
And if you watch the Ranger at the beginning of that fight, it has the dimensional ambush, so teleport to the other side. It actually locked the Kukulus in the corner, and because it's untargetable, the Kukulus actually just sat there while the Ranger was just slicing that chicken up for dinner. It was crazy.
Oh, no.
Super unfortunate because it just lost a lot of time overall and just got one unit deleted right off the back. Oh, yeah, we got a replay of here. Nice.
Yeah, we can tune in for a few seconds before we go back to live just to see that Ranger make some chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Here he comes on the right side, jumps onto the Kukulus.
Oh.
Bam, bam, and it's gone. Right, back to live here. We got Not Complain versus Narkesh, so definitely a tough opponent to chew through. Will the mud be enough to do it again? It looks pretty good. The Ranger again, top damage dealer. Now Monkey takes over. He's gonna have an easy time here cleaning up the rest of the battle board as everything just melts away under these 4 muds. And they do 2 things. They have a lot of damage themselves, plus they take away the enemy damage. With this, they're taking 50% Omega power and attack damage. Anyone they attack. So this means there's a lot of damage missing from the enemy team, plus they do so much damage themselves.
And once again, that dimensional ambush is good at if you can position it right, taking out a carry. And I think Narkesh, when that previous round when he took out the Kukulus, he was actually trying to target the enemy monk here, but he missed it. But if you can time it right and sneak on and get on like a Furiox or their main carry, you just pretty much make them useless for those first 8 seconds or however long the 6 seconds for the dimensional ambush. Really, really powerful. And then the Ranger gets just evacuates, no problem. And then it can continue to shred the rest of the enemy team. Yep. Narkesh looking pretty good. Is he going to have a crazy comeback story? We will see.
I think so. And he's versus Nareba, so that shouldn't be too hard for him. He's going to go hyperactive, I believe. Yeah, he's looking really good. Versus all those nature units.
Nareba does have a lot of water here, though, unfortunately, and it has a 2 massive Aegis, getting that Archelion. We haven't seen Archelion in a little bit. Cool to see. He's going to be buffing up that Riptorus, getting a nice little boost there. Riptorus has got some decent couple augments. Should make him a little bit of a unit here, but will it be enough? Especially if that Riptorus gets tagged by a mud unit, I think it'll be effectively over. There is Verdant on the field, but I don't know if it'll be enough to heal. You'll see that Archelion also has that infusing Void Reactor to heal up, giving more health, but here we go.
All right, let's see how this one ends up going. We've got the Toxic. Can the Riptorus stay alive long enough and not really get targeted? As of right now, it was doing good up until the Gorilla did touch it, and now with the reduced attack, it could be a little bit problematic. It's going to end up getting chopped up actually by the Riptorus on the other side. And once again, I feel like we've seen this a few times now. Beautifully done here from Narkesh to bring this back and is in prime position to maybe make the reverse sweep.
I think I actually noticed something there that I've never seen before. The Riptorus had the immune chip on there. I think it's actually immune from being drained. It was, yes, it was maintaining its attack damage 185 the entire time. So that actually is a counter to mud. If you can get that chip, that is so interesting. I've never seen that before. Cool to see, but back to Nareba, I think.
See, this is why we do need to actually use support chips.
Yeah, there are a lot of good ones, and immune in general is really good on your main carry. It's good to know that it also might outplay the mud composition. And now we're gonna watch Narkesh versus Zebro, because both of them sitting very low on HP, so this is a very important round for both of these players. We got the Rake here in the backline being targeted by 4 big units here, getting stunned as well, and there it is, getting taken down the main carry. And now all the green side has to do is clean up the Gorilla here, taking down the Octius, and that's gonna be it for the side of Zebro. Narkesh dealing a lot of damage to him, taking him down to 25 health.
Nareba was close to holding on. The slash was down to like 2 health, and then unfortunately it was able to lifesteal right back up all the way back to full health. Really, really unfortunate that Nariba got the loss there. Sitting at 19 HP now, that is a scary position to be in.
We have some questions in the chat. Do we have more quizzes? Yes, I have prepared another 3 trivia questions for today. So you can win 3 times 5 LB. 5 LB per question will be given out to the first person who can answer them. We're going to jump to that after the game.
Absolutely. For the time being, let's see if Nariba can hang on in here. They got that big old Archelion for some massive heals, but there's a lot of damage coming out on the other side. And even those heals could not really save this Cardinal for that much longer. It's sitting there at like 10%, and it is slowly but surely going to get melted away here. That's Seer on the right-hand side as well, just chunking away at this Forest. And it is probably going to end up going down here as that Scoria, or the Furiox rather, alongside Little Fern, are going to be able to tear on through the rest of these nature units like it's nobody's business. Nariba is going to take the hit. Is that enough to take them down? I don't think so just yet, but this is Crimson Wastes. I do wonder. Not quite. It's still going to be down to this one, but we're going to see somebody getting eliminated no matter what.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit of a positional error with the Archelion, or at least that chip. You want that infusing Void Reactor on a off tank that will be taking a lot of damage right after like roughly 10 seconds, because that amplifies the amount of healing done for that specific unit. And that Archelion was the last unit to get tapped. That really didn't help having healing at that point. So we're going to see how this goes. He does have the advantage going into against this water and air team.
It's going to be interesting. We're going to watch for the Forest right here, laying its abilities. Going to hit like 4 or 5 units here. It's going to be crazy. The Rake is stuck in the backline. Look at that Forest cast. It's coming again. Now the angle isn't so good anymore, but now it's already onto the Fleesh, and it's going to decimate deep backline here, which is going to spell doom for Seabrocheson. And he's going to go down here in game number 1 after the Rake falls in 8th place. There is going to be a best of 3, so it's not all over yet, but definitely rough to start it this way. But hey, you made it into the top 8, which is in itself already a really good achievement.
Oof. And I'm looking at Zebro, his comp, he actually only had 7 water online. I think he might have accidentally put in that Octius, forgetting he was going to lose his water buffer, or something happened there that made him lose that 8 water, or maybe he didn't value that 8 water. But I feel like if you are going to go in deep in water, you have to hit 8 water, or you just don't have that scale. Super unfortunate. Zebro knocked out early.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the damage here is right, but if we look at the numbers, we have an Octius sitting very, very low down there, even lower than the Karadulu. So, yeah, a lot of things. Like the team of the enemy, I think, also counted him kind of. Like, didn't give him enough time to really make that water count. And yeah, it's sad to see him go already, but there is a lot more players soon to be following with Nariba and Wolverine sitting also very low in HP.
And Nariba did an amazing job lining up that forest, keeping it safe, avoiding the Sin Elf beams. It was a well-positioned thing. He didn't even care about Aegis. Really, he had the Archelion in the middle. Yes, the Ranger gave the buff to the forest, but he really focused on getting those beams to snipe through the whole comp.
Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. And just a little bit, again, heartbreaking there for Zebro, because I think they were kind of put into an awkward spot. Or what would you prefer, the 8 water or the 6 Scion? I think they went for the 6 Scion and just unfortunately just missed.
Yep, very close. Now we got Nariba versus Slooper. Slooper also one very dangerous TFT player, TFT pro coming in here into the Illuvium scene. And week by week, he has been getting better and really improving. And now we see him on the big stage. Trying to break into the top 4. So we're going to see how that goes. The Rogues are going to be met by the tanky unit in the backline here.
And they're going to be there, met, of course, like you said, by the tanky Little Archelion right there. It's going to root them up for just a moment's time, but can it hold the line much longer as the rest of the team starts to try to back them up? But the Rampite is waiting for exactly such a moment and is able to chunk down 2, take it down 3rd in a second. Now it's on to the Riptors. One more cast up to the skies. There goes the Riptorus. There goes the Ranger. And there goes Nariba.
Oh my gosh. Nariba's out. Wolverine's out. I'm a Fishy is out. Crazy big loss right here. All around the place.
There we go. Top 4. Slooper is in, and Narkesh is still on a win streak since we last saw him hit those 4 mud units. So yeah, one of the strongest compositions right now if you can manage to find it, but it's also very risky because if somebody contests you on this, one of you two will go down, whoever is not able to find the 4 mud. It usually the composition is not, you cannot really pivot or do anything. If you don't hit it, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, once again, putting that infusing void reactor on the Archelion, I don't know if that was it. Having that crunk, if the crunk would have had that and the crunk was on the other side of the Archelion, it took a couple more of those units off the Archelion, because the Archelion took 4 rogues right off the back. That's just too much for it to tank. I think that would have made it a significant difference, because who was it? Slooper? Slooper didn't have the slash in. So he was actually a little bit underperforming. Someone else already has the slash in. Yeah, Lynx is definitely has the advantage over Slooper at the moment. And I think there was a chance that he could have won that with a little bit different positioning, different augmentation setup. Maybe Lynx is impossible. I think Lynx is potentially in a better position to take this over Slooper, but we'll definitely see how this goes. Oh wait, I'm a Fishy is still in.
He was DC'd during the last round. He just came back.
Oh.
All right.
I was wondering how he lost 21 HP.
Yikes.
Coming back to this is rough.
It's okay, I'm a Fishy. You just have to play perfectly for the rest of the game. No pressure.
Yep. And one of them is going down. We got Slooper versus I'm a Fishy, 12 versus 3 HP. They're both on their last life. And yeah, we see one person rolling here, finds the Mammoth. So that's going to be huge versus the Rogues. But now it's all about positioning. It's always really hard, especially if you have like that Malura, that ramp fight. So easy to make a mistake and them just dominating you.
Absolutely, my eye is going to be on where that ramp fight ends up going. Is there going to be enough of a hole for it to jump on through? Does not look like it right off to the right-hand side, but the Ranger did find a path towards the Furiox. Ramp fight to the skies. Thanks to the Rogues, or the Ranger's damage, it was enough to immediately burst the Furiox and take it down. One more time. No, not quite going to do it. The Mammoth is able to hold the line for just a little bit. Is it going to be enough to let that Burn Knight start to supercharge and just start firing on all cylinders? I do not think so. There's a lot of low health bars, but there's still a lot of damage on the side of red, and that will be the shot necessary to take I'm a Fishy out of here in 5th.
Wow. Very close in the end. That was down to the buyer. And yeah.
I'm really curious why I'm a Fishy stuck in the corner comp there. If he would have frontlined his Furiox, his Fernite, his Riley, and then backline just the 2 Granite units, is that not the better positioning? Because then it can keep those units alive, but super unfortunate. We do have the 2 Rogues battling it out. Potentially Slooper getting knocked out by his superior.
Yep. If Slooper takes this, it would be a miracle upside the stabbing versus the slashing. So that's going to be a very hard upward battle for him to fight here. It's looking pretty good, but here comes the slashing, just 3 auto attacks, and the stabbing is down. Now it's standing next to the Malura though. So wow, that was not fair. It took it down way too fast. And it's just doing so much damage. 14,000 damage dealt in just like 20 seconds. That was insane. What's the augments? I want to check that out. Where's all the damage coming from? We got precise force reactor just with the flat rogue stats. We have the clumsy plus stacking attack speed. And then we also have stealing resistances.
Oh, okay. He's really pushing the Vanguard, getting that crit amp as a percentage of their resistances. And with 7 rogue, you're going to be hitting your crits every time. And then that's a lot of crit amp. How much crit amp is that? Can I check?
270%, 260% right now, which is quite crazy. Let's compare it to Yeah, 150 is the baseline. So that's a lot.
His auto attack was getting up to 554, and then it was critting 250 or 262%. So you're looking at over, what is that, 1,500 per auto attack? Oh my god,
That's incredible.
On top of that, we have resonant bonds, but he's not even like surrounding the slashing to give that buff a lot to it. So it's just randomly being distributed amongst the units. And combat rhythm stage 3 is a great find for this slashing. It's if you don't take it down early, you're never gonna take it down.
Is that a rampfire? How long has that been there?
Oh my gosh!
Just came. Yep.
Oh,
Lynx
dear.
is coming in to win this game. He said, no, this will be mine. Will the Mud be able to do it? We'll see. But I do not know. Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
Has the augment on top of it as well, so we have plenty of shielding as well as some additional starting energy. So this very first cast of the Omega should come out a tiny bit quicker than normal, where the Gorilla is currently there alongside the Monk here, one of the big carries, and it nearly got bursted. The Slashing actually came in here, just bumped him up the outside of the head and just moved on, taking care of him, and Lynx should, in theory, be in control of this lobby.
Wow. It was close. The Slashing almost down, but then was able to heal back up. 2,500
Ooh,
healing
interesting. Nakaplin was able to actually hold off Lynx's rogue army. It was a ghost, so maybe there's some interesting interactions there. But a gigantic corner cop with a Scoriox and a Fernite could get interesting with a 3 magma.
Yep.
We're gonna see how that plays out.
And he might potentially counter both Narkesh and Lynx, so maybe Not Complain found the road to victory here, upsetting both of the enemy players. Definitely gonna spectate him now and see how that goes.
Oh, he's only 2 away from getting the Seer, 1 away from getting the Seer. Get the Seer, gets the Adorito. Adorito. That's gonna be huge. He's well off of getting the Blaze Knight. He still has a little bit of growth opportunity there, but here is the massive fight. I'm curious of what happened the last round. I wonder if the Ramfire just gets shot out of the air.
Yep, we're gonna see it right now. All the rogues are positioned directly into the corner composition, so that could be dangerous for the Slash. And let's see how they end up on the other side once they jump. All on the right side here, so that is pretty good for the green side of things. Here, the Slashing already being targeted a little bit, and nobody's taking damage so far. Here comes the first Rampfire. Omega takes down a few units, but that doesn't seem like enough. Slashing is already down. Here comes another Rampfire. Does a decent amount of damage, but it's not going to be enough. The main carries for the green side here still alive, and Not Complain easily taking down Lynx here.
All right, I see what he's doing. He has a 3 Aegis hyper buffing the Seer. It's actually the Seer that is the carry unit here. It did. I mean, the Scorax still did a lot of damage, but if you actually look, the Seer did almost just as much, 8k to 9k to the Scoriox. That Seer capturing all of those rogues, spin move. That's why that slash and disappeared. That's why that Rampfire disappeared. That Seer managed to hold the line.
Yep.
It's unconventional, but I absolutely love to see it. Let's see what happens, though, when it goes up against the Ghost here of Narkesh, which I believe has been able to deal with it in the past. Can they get the job done this time? Scoriox is going to be able to take care of one, and it's actually really doing a good job of limiting most of these damage dealers to just the front line. There goes one more, but can they turn onto the Monkey here? The Untargetable is going to keep it alive for just a little bit more. Seer, one more time for the spin. Not going to be able to get the job done, but that's where the rest of this back line, that's where this bunker comes in clutch to get it. And it will be Narkesh and Not Complain, your final 2.
Once again, the Seer doing 8.5k, the Scorax doing 8.4. The Seer carry, we love to see this. And that Halo Stasis Reactor giving a whole bunch of those resistances, bouncing to everyone else, and also being applied to the Seer, keeping it alive, and one of the other units. This is a really interesting comp to see come together. I mean, it's not necessarily new, but seeing that the Seer be a significant carry is really, really quite cool to see.
Really nice to see. Here comes a last minute fake repositioning, which is interesting. Everything goes back. Well played there. It was at the last second, and we're gonna see the final fight here. The Ranger jumping in, trying to take down the Arcos, but yeah, was enough. Jumps back now, so he's gonna lose a little bit of time. Back in the front line here, the Seer is just looking so very strong. Everybody's focusing it, and it goes down in just a few seconds. The Bloto is still gonna hold the line here, also falls down, and the Monkey tries to get into the backline, is stuck on the Apon. Here comes the Riflelands also going down. That was very close, but in the end, Not Complain upsets the lobby here and takes the first victory.
Let's go, Not Complain. Way to hold
Incredible.
the line.
Wow. Cheese, well played.
I find that so funny, but the fact that he kept a stage 1 lesser Apon, not even a middle stage, it's a lesser, just to get that Aegis, and inadvertently, I think as well, just help buff the Scoriox and the Fur Knight. That's incredible. Like, you don't even need to evolve it. Just that one unit was able to help support.
Well, it was so he could get magma, because he bonded it to get the 3 magma. And yeah, that's a really, really well played. Well played.
Yep. Let's quickly have a look here, because now we have a beautiful end screen here. So let's check out everything. We got the Obsidian Aegis here with 800 health, and damage reduction increased to double the value. We got again plus health and on Omega heal, so full sustain coming out for the Ranger, bonded with the Apon to give it magma and Aegis. And then yeah, we have the big tanks here. We got the Adorator augmentized with extra energy gain, extra Omega power, extra healing, and even more Omega power. Even the damage amp is on it. So that's interesting to see. Then we have the Arcos as a bulwark, tanking and giving extra shields to the team. We got the Apon with the Inversion Void Reactor. It's a really nice idea because it costs a lot, so it gives everybody energy, steals it from the enemy team. Then we have the main carry here, besides the Seer, the Scoriox, with stealing Omega power on its Omega. It steals Omega power from the enemy team, stacks attack speed, and then pure damage on auto attacks, which I think we have seen a lot now being played on main carries. And then we got the Seer, last but not least, Halo Stasis Reactor, just giving constantly shields throughout the game. And we have, yeah, the Phasing Stasis Reactor. Really cool to see. And last but not least, quickly, so we have really everything recorded and everybody at home can copy this composition. Lightning Speed, Bloodthirst, and Psionic Barrier here coming together, forming this winner team here of the first round.
You know, we don't see Web 3 today, which is another one that didn't make it in. But this is like his standard comp, and maybe we can see why here. He managed to win against a fully stacked rogue comp with the Ramfire, and he was able to hold against a fully stacked Mud team. Maybe that is the ultimate team in this meta right now. But there were a couple other contenders that he had to go against, so he managed to hold out, secured the correct units, and won the game.
Yep. Really cool to see. Well played here by Not Complain. We're going to see how it turns out in the next 2 games. This is only the first out of the best of 3. And before that, we're going to have our first trivia round. So we're going to show you a picture of something, of some Illuvial or whatever it is, and you have to name what it belongs to, which Illuvial. We're going to be very careful with spelling, so it has to be exactly the name as it is the official name. So make sure you spell it right, take your time, and also choose your platform of choice. I think Twitch is a little bit faster than YouTube with the delay, so feel free to have both of them open or however you want to do it. While you're there, hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit all those free buttons that help the stream, and that's also going to be required for you to cash in your prize. If you win, you get 5 LV. You cannot compete if you are a player right now in the finals or if you are an Illuvium team member or an IPL team member, and you can also not win 2 times. With that being said, here comes the image. And of course, my co-commentators are happy to give it a try as well, just for fun.
A Fisto.
I think it's It's a pretty straight up one. Maybe it's an Ophisto, maybe it's something else with water. Black really gives it away, I guess. We have Axon in the chat. We have Ophisto here coming out from Young Hoshi as the first one for us on screen. Congratulations, Young Hoshi, taking down the competition by just copying whatever Caveman says. That's always a good strategy. All right, wait, let me...
Is that their second week in a row of scoring a raffle, Hoshi?
I haven't seen Hoshi yet, I think. Right. Here comes the... Oh, wait. Where is it? Trivia. There we go. Just to prove. Yeah.
There he is. Yeah.
Very, very distinct. The color scheme there.
I had to win one. You know, I had not been getting them. You've been sneaky. The feet have been distracting me. I was like, I got to get one of these.
Yeah,
today.
That one was pretty easy. Not to downplay your victory.
Yeah, he's downplaying me. He said, you got the easy one. You're still bad.
Yeah, we have 2 more of those coming up. So congratulations to Amahoshi. 5LV going to you. Please send me your wallet and everything. Contact me in DMs and we're going to get you sorted out. And then we're going to go into our next game very, very soon. We're starting in just 2 minutes so we can have a look at a little bit of some statistics, some analytics here.
And I'd like to mention that I still have the first minted Ophisto. All right. Still listed for like 32
Nice.
ETH. Also, if any buyers are out there, I'm always happy to hear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that thing's definitely a treasure.
Congratulations. You have a piece of Illuvium history there. Lovely to see. I'm still holding the number 1 Rampfire. That thing is not up for sale.
No!
That is my little treasure.
Oh yeah, well, guys, I'm holding my number 1. Nothing. No. That's all you guys.
All right, we have a little bit of a analytics here, and I wanted to look at the win rates in the last 14 days of Illuvials. And there's a few things that we could point out. I hope everybody can read it. But at first we have Adorius, then Titanor, which I think is a given. Then we have Gazotep, which I found interesting because I don't see it being played that much anymore. But I guess it is a good counter to, for example, rogues and also for corner composition. So it really works well against stuff. Then we have Goliath. Then we already have Chukundi, which I guess must come from mud compositions. Then we have the Exalted Apon, which can come from mud or from 4 Mystics. And then Adorado, Quinks already, Vermilier, Kukuraf, so going a little bit into the air side of things. And then we have already our Exalted Earth Leash, I guess to get 7 Earth? I don't know.
No, it's definitely interesting, and I know personally I'm surprised to see Chukondi up there, but like you're just saying, as a part of mud compositions now to just help proc the Predator buff, been seeing a lot more play, and fair enough. I always like label it as like more so towards the Wildfire, and then losing all the time, but maybe the Wildfire isn't where it shines best.
Yeah, there's also other stuff in there. For example, a Greater Water Doka comes in the second row at the end, which I think is to get like 8 water, which can sometimes be hard. Same with the Earth Atipo right afterwards, getting those 7 Earth. And yeah, really, really interesting to see this stuff. You can always find this on Illuvilytics. The tournament hosting platform also has a lot of good analytics to check out. Okay, players are loading in and we're gonna follow them just in a second.
Yeah, I've lost a couple games though with the Adorius Titanor. Doesn't always mean a victory.
Oh no.
Those are sad games though. Super sad games that happens.
Yep. So guys, we didn't say it again. I keep forgetting, but who is your favorite? Who you guys think is gonna take it? And also, back at home, guys, chat, let us know who do you think, who's your favorite? Who's gonna win today's tournament?
Well, I'll tell you what, I would love to see the 3-peat. Let's see. Can we get 3 back-to-back wins here for Amafishi?
Ooh.
He's off to a hard start, though. It'd be interesting to see if he's able to make it. I'm rooting for I'm rooting for Wolverine. I don't know. I've had a lot of games with him. We have some fun ones battling it out, and I'd like to see him, get a win in here. I'll throw it in for an underdog.
That is fair. I'm gonna pick Cbro right here, trying his second grand finals. And I have big hopes for him. Definitely also a little bit of the underdog compared to more accomplished players who have been longer in Illuvium, but he's catching up so fast. I have big hopes for him.
Are we on Crimson Wastes again?
Yeah, repeat. Same exact mode. 3 additional drone damage to players that have more health. I'm going to be really interested to see, do people do the same strategies? Do we start seeing level 6s at round 11 again? And do the same comps kind of get played? We'll be seeing weapons shortly. I wonder who's going to be taking it.
Interesting fun fact, we have only one stage 1 Lynx. I think it has been nerfed in the last patch. I'm not sure if nobody found it or nobody's playing it anymore.
It's a lot of them swarm the board, but it does kind of feel like they're a little hard to find.
I mean, last game there was quite a bit of the fighter lynxes, I would say, and this I can only imagine there's going to be a lot of these empath lynxes showing up.
Yep, we'll see next round how many more come in. Now we're gonna pick our weapons. We see Lynx instantly, not even a second in, picking the Sylphid Blade. Which is very interesting. Just showing everyone else I'm playing this. Don't contest me.
Oof.
We got the double Vinebound Cleaver from Wolverine and Narkesh. Some people are still waiting, right? They want to see what is uncontested. It's different strategies. Do you show it early so people are less likely to contest you, or the other way around? We got the Emberling Rod here for Cbro. Something that we don't see so much. We got the Amber Buckler again from Not Complain. So I'm very sure he's going to go for the same composition that won him the last round. And he seems like he's not very contested. We have 2 Earth weapons here who could go Magma with the Shadow Maul and the Scepter. And then we have the Arrow Edge from I'm a Fishy.
Yeah,
go ahead, sir.
You send it. You send it.
I was going to say, I'm excited to see Emberling Rod again. I say again because throughout the quarterfinals and the semifinals from earlier, there was at least one in every game that I watched, which... personally, my favorite weapon. It has so much burst damage potential, but it's also extremely inconsistent. But I've been seeing people do a very, very good job with the Emberling Rod, with getting the Ranger into a safe spot, and then the combos they were making out of this were quite nice. And especially if you said there was virtuous lynxes on board at some point here, as if Bunker wasn't already displayed beautifully in the last game. How do you make that better? How about a virtuous lynx?
And I think that's Cbro is in a good position to counter Not Complain, because that is a bunker buster. Like, you get an Emberling Rod and it lands in the pack, goodbye all of your carries. So there might be a cool trade-off where if Cbro can survive, he can be the one who takes down Not Complain late game. But Not Complain's looking in a good spot. I'm already thinking that he's got a very good position. He's already got 1 Lynx. Yeah. We're going to see how it plays, though. My Wolverine. I smoked too soon. He's going to be in competition for the rogues. I'm already scared for him, man. Oh, no.
I don't know what it is about, Narkesh always having... Or he always has rogues, and he's always the one getting contested with them. Wolverine had it in past tournaments. It's been Jonah Kino. It's always been, Narkesh and competing with somebody for these dang rogues.
Yep. I'm just checking out some old plays from the semifinals and also the quarterfinals. And I saw that Wolverine played 2 times Invoker Wildfire. Which I think is what you're referring to when they play the Emberling Rods. I mean,
yes.
I'm very curious to see if Cbro Jason is also going to go for that. I want to see some crazy stuff. I just love watching Invokers. I don't know about you guys, but Fisto popping off is one of the best things.
And I'm looking at the patchiness for the links real quick, just to point out what the differences was. So it went from the stage 1 links, its attack damage went from 125 to 115, so roughly a 10% change there. And then the Omega Slash went down by roughly 30%. So it's a big change there. The Empath links itself, also massive change, going from the damage, or the healing and damage per second, 60 to 30. And then
That's
100 to 60. So that's a 50% decrease there. And the radius reduced just slightly. So yeah, the Empath links did get nerfed pretty hard there. We're going to see how that plays out today.
Yep. It seems like the stage 1 links is more like balanced now. It's not like everyone is playing 1 to 2 linkses no matter what. It seems like some of them throw them in, some of them not so much. So you love to see it. But yeah, no Virtuous links yet, which I think speaks for itself after such a big nerf. That's what's gonna happen.
And then to Silent's favorite weapon, the Emberling Rod, energy resist also went up by 20, so huge, from 20 to 40, and the energy cost got reduced by 20, roughly another 10 to 15% there. So that's pretty big for the Emberling Rod. I'm trying to look if they had any bug fixes around it getting knocked out of its cast. Did that happen? I don't see any.
We see the funny mechanic here. Everybody's removing their units from the battle board because they have a synergy crate. So if you only leave Empath and Nature on the board and you use that, it's very likely you get either Empath or Nature. So that's what we just saw there. It's a little bit skill expression, I think. I kind of started to like this. I don't think it's a bug, it's a feature.
Absolutely. One of these team comps too, as we actually hang on a second, Zebros are already a Ramfy on board here for Narkesh. That is a crazy little pickup. We're going to let them completely chop through this bunker like it's nobody's business. A little Totofi's going to try their best, but not quite going to get there. But the one thing that was kind of getting me a little bit excited is after the IPL 250 last week, we've seen iNostology, I believe, have an absolute disgusting shock composition. And personally, I've been spamming the heck out of that on ranked, and I personally love it. I don't think Shock is a trap anymore, and seeing what I'm a Fishy was cooking up, I feel like Shock very well could be in order. They have the right weapon for it. Nobody else was focusing Rai. Nobody else is focusing the Ruse. I mean, we could have early Shock come in and maybe see some of these squishies pop.
That is a nice thing to point out. I would love to see some Shock popping off today as well. Good luck, Fishy. And it's a certain type of skill as well to have all the viable team compositions in your mind and see what is not contested and go for that one. I have a lot of trouble personally with that because it really takes a lot of your mental capacity to also think about that. But yeah, I'm a Fishy here. Seems to have found a little uncontested build because we don't see any other of those Shock units being prioritized by anyone yet.
You do get beat up pretty early, though, I will admit.
Yep, which is bad for Crimson Waste, right? So it's definitely a more sketchy, a more dangerous route for him. Right now we are on Narkesh, which I'm still very excited to see winning here with a pretty weak team, to be honest.
Well, and one thing to point out, it's round 10. Narkesh is already level 6. Very early level there, even earlier than last game. Really trying to push to get the advantage over those tier 3 rogues compared to his competition.
Yep, with the 7 rogues as well. A lot of crit damage coming in. Nice positioning here from Slooper with the Flish in the front line, not getting targeted. Here comes a big laser. It's going to finish off the Ranger, so that was a perfect target for him as well. It's gonna look somewhat close, but yeah, Narkesh just being so far ahead. It's not gonna be enough for Slooper here quite just yet.
Ramfy really pulling its weight. May actually be worth the cost. I typically try to stay away from tier 5s this early, but it's clearly pulling its weight with that amplifying Omega Reactor. It's doing some damage.
Yep, love to see it. Ramfy popping off, doing the most damage in the team. And yeah, I wonder if he's gonna just sit on his gold and let his win streak slowly whittle away or if he's gonna double down, level up to level 7, roll down a bunch of gold and just make sure he stays up there. I'm especially surprised that he's not rolling for that gorilla, giving him a 3rd predator, which would be a pretty big power boost. He just needs 1 more. I don't think it's super contested either. But so far, nothing. And we're gonna see how he performs versus Lynx right here.
Alright, so Ian's going to be on that greater gorilla jumping to the southern side, as well as that Rampy all the way up top, getting immediately stunned out by that greater Aphon. But now the gorilla is basically right on top of the ranger and the Rampy. Can the Rampy find a good spot? It did get taunted, so it did move a little bit aside, but still plenty of space to be able to just completely nuke Lynx's squad.
Combat rhythm as well. Well, Narkesh is gonna have a good time. Let's give some view time to someone else. Let's maybe go to the bottom where we currently find Not Complain, who has won the last game. So we're gonna see how he digs himself out of this. He's not going necessarily for a lose streak anymore. It seems like he has leveled up quite a bit, and he's trying to stabilize very soon, I believe.
It looks like he's just running it straight back. He's got the Apon on the bench, ready to put that in when he wants to throw in Magma. Right now he's got Wildfire, just because there isn't anything that he can use viably. Getting that Aegis. And he's it looks like it's giving it to the TNT. Giving it a nice little burst of additional damage there.
Yep. Well, same old, same old. You're absolutely right. He's probably also sitting close to 70 gold right now, so he's just waiting to pull the trigger. He's not very contested here either. There is no Furies yet. It's very early for all those tier 4 units, so once he rolls down, he should have an easy time. Slooper here is contesting him somewhat. We see the Fur and the Fury already.
Yeah.
And I'm a fishy. Look at that. Getting closer.
This is starting to scare me, though.
I'm gonna go for shock.
When I was playing this, if I don't have shock by round 15, I consider my goose cooked. So we are pretty much right there to the point of what I feel like is no return. But there's one, there's two, there it goes. I'm officially found the rolls necessary. And if you were able to find maybe the Kukulus or Kukuraf on top of that as well, then you're pretty much set for success to do a mini reverse sweep and go on a good run.
Went for that fighter chip, I'm guessing. Oh, no, he went for an air. Got an air chip. Or maybe he was going for fighter, because he left the mule on there. Definitely could have got some
full 6 air.
But he does have 6 air now. With the 3 shock, should be pretty deadly.
Versus the corner composition, that's gonna be, I think, very good here. Big power spike for Fishy that we're gonna see here. And the shock is just gonna give him easy access to the backline. Was not enough yet. TNT still holding on, but you see that damage just raining in and everybody's still so healthy for the green side here, and that's gonna be it. And yeah, we're gonna see a lot of wins coming out for Fishy here. What was that?
The pop of the Emberling Rod.
Oh.
That was incredible. I thought there was genuinely an opportunity where that could have gotten turned. That was so close.
Yeah, because then there was only Quinks left, the Wink left. Because this is not a real unit to bet.
Not a real unit. Well, I mean...
well, it is the little one.
Without the squiz, the shock just wasn't being able to finish off the unit. And that Arcos was actually pretty much healing up all of the damage from shock, which was really actually working in the favor of the Zebra. He had a chance to win that, but not quite.
Yeah, this part definitely hurts a little bit, because now, like, okay, you got your 3 shock. Now you need to level up to, like, level 7. And then you get that squiz. There it is. 4 shock online. So maximum damage possible onto 3 targets now instead of 2.
Yeah, I'm officially staying at 6, I think. He wants to get that Kukuraf, get the Tempest when he gets the Matu. So, yeah, we're going to see how this plays out.
Yep, it seems like... a pretty weak team here coming out from Wolverine. Still a lot of stage 1s. Not really connecting a lot of synergies yet. He has 6 rogues, 2 predators. And yeah, the shock is just annihilating this team right here. 4 shock is one of the biggest power spikes you can have in this early mid game. And we can definitely see this right here.
Yeah, Wolverine's gonna have to figure something out. He's going against Nariba, or no, was it Nariba?
Narkesh still on a win streak with the Rogues.
Oh,
Already
Eda.
going for the stabbing.
Already got the stabbing and the Lalura. That's going to be very tough for Wolverine. Wolverine, he's still level 6 also. Narkesh is level 7. Unless Wolverine's sitting on a lot of gold and he's going to be rolling down right after this PvE round, I think his game may be cooked at this point.
Yep. We can quickly have a look at all the team compositions here because I think they have more or less crystallized themselves. So we got Narkesh on the classic Rogues here with the Verdant. We got Lynx on Mud, already 2 of them active. Just looking for the Gorilla now. Then we got Nareba, also it looks on the Mud, going for Mud and trying to contest that. But yeah, a little bit behind on the Mud units, but has 7 Earth online. We got Amafishi with the uncontested 4 shock here. Nobody else going for any air units. So he's actually going to have a beautiful game. 71 health still. He still has a lot of time to stage 3 everything of this. So that's going to be super interesting to see how it turns out. We got Not Complain on the composition that it won him the last round with the Magma. With the Scoriox and Singe being the main carry. We got Slooper just behind him, going for the same composition, basically. Then we got Wolverine on the Rogues, so fighting versus Narkesh versus number 1. And then we got Zebro at the bottom, picking up all the leftover stage 1 units. And we got the Caradulux, the Axodon, the C4. So Invoker gonna be online very soon as well with the Emberling Rod. So I'm really excited to see what's coming out from him.
I'm actually... Yeah, they definitely could have done that. What's interesting, he's got the Axodon trap, though. Axodon's not doing anything, not tanking anything. His whole team's getting cut. The Stabbins in the back line killing off. But is it enough, though? Oh, the Seafer is knocking down 3 units. Now the Axodon's in the battle, untouched. Another Seafer's cast here, deleting 2 more units. All that's left is a Revo. And here comes the pop. Bye-bye from the Emberling Rod. Zebro taking down my Wolverine bet. Need to change my bet here. Not looking too good. Even with the Axodon cut off, it is looking really good. But honestly, I don't know if Zebro is going to want to get rid of Harbinger at this point. Harbinger really, really good with that Axodon. So he might stick with it for a little bit longer. Yeah.
I guess since he's stabilized now a little bit, he can wait for the Sinelf still to bring Invoker. Right now he's trying to survive versus Narkesh, which is going to be nearly too impossible because the Corona Clump is still so early. It's definitely going to be a challenge here. He has the tanky units on the outside. Let's see if the damage comes in. Here comes the first C4 cast. It's going to do a decent amount of damage, taking everything to half. Here comes the Ram fight. Almost finishing off the backline, but it's not over just yet. But now the Ranger is in the backline killing that C4. And there is still a lot of units here waiting for their turn to smack the enemies around. And that's a big loss for Zebro right here.
Yeah, I think it was just that Kling was not a Twine. That was a pretty rough loss. Being level 6 also hurts, but the Hetty just died way too fast. Didn't even get cast off. That would have been significant. Maybe if this greater Apon was in a better position to stun, that could also be significant.
Also positioning wise, we have the Axodon here on the outside, bottom right, which is the most scary place for a unit. And I would rather see the Caradulux take that heat instead of the fully augmentized Axodon, which likes to stack up a little bit and not be the first unit being targeted as the main carry, doing also a lot of damage as Harbinger.
Just having the tank as a carry just seems to be such a scary kind of playstyle to try and pull off, because of course at one point it's still a tank, so you still want it to be doing its job, but if it's doing its job too well, it just gets popped.
Yep. And here we're gonna go into Zebro versus Slooper, both sitting at the bottom, so again a very deciding match for both of them. Let's see how to do it.
Zebro needs to make a positional move here. That Ferknight is going to hit a lot of his pack. I'd like to see him pull out maybe that Apon, slide it to the right back corner. That would pretty much mitigate all of that effect of that Ferknight. And then he needs to probably put that Axodon somewhere in the front line so that not all that damage is going to be there. Although it looks like Slooper is doing some minor adjustments. Will Zebro do a final last second move here? Is he going to be taking some tornadoes?
Oh, nobody moves them over. And yeah, let's see how that plays out.
Yeah, gotta keep things just as is. Let's see. Can Zebro take down Slooper? The two TFT experts going at it right here, right now. And it looks like the tank line here for Zebroshin has been able to hold. That Caradulox finally is going to end up going down. But as you had mentioned, these tornadoes are starting to do a little bit of work in the back line. But they are now here onto the healers for Zebroshin on top of Slooper's Archos. And with that being exposed, that let the Sephoris just absolutely just detonate onto that Furiox, completely blew it up, and now with so much damage gone, the squishies are exposed, and it's just a matter of time before one more Sephoris shot comes on through with the Ranger Seed as well. Explodes, and that is going to be it for Slooper.
Yeah, not quite it.
Yeah, tank the tornadoes just fine, I guess, and still got the job done.
Yeah, I think Slooper needs to change something. Oh, he think he's going to get it here. He managed to get a Singe online. That's going to be able to give him Magma. Because before he was only getting the Harbinger. Now he's going to have Harbinger and Magma. That's going to be a big boost. But he's going against Narkesh's massive rogue army.
I was wondering if he's going to keep rolling down to find the Blaze Knight, but I think he finds... He doesn't have any hope for this round right here, so he's just going to save some of his economy and not try to win this one. Let's see how he goes. Ram fight goes up, goes down, takes half of the enemy team out, and that's gonna be it. Narkesh taking another big chunk of life from Slooper here, down to 14 HP, and Narkesh still sitting very comfortably at 100.
Wolverine also at 14. Just the rogue difference here. Narkesh, total domination, 100 HP, has all of the units, and then Wolverine just trying to get scraps off the table, trying to find something, but it is not looking good for him at the bottom here.
And there you go. Slooper versus Wolverine.
Oh my.
That is just madness. Very much on point with the Crimson Waste region. Everybody is just getting burned here.
Wolverine only one away from getting the slash-in, but honestly, Wolverine doesn't even have the augments to make it work. He's heavily augmented the ram fight, which will be good against this corner comp, but that slash-in is going to be one of his major carries, unless he's going for the Inferno Phantom Ramfire.
Well, let's see how this one goes. Slooper needs to try their damnedest to hold the line, but where that ram fight just landed is actually a nightmare position here for Slooper. Here it comes, drops it down, and goodbye. Your backline is gone. How about one more just for the cherry on top? Why don't we? And burst everything else down and burst Slooper's life out of this game.
Whoa, what HP?
Oh. He's going to be happy because he wants to find that Blaze Knight. That ram fight took out everything, and it took out with the first cast that Fernite already.
12,000 damage. Yeah, it hit hard there. Maybe Wolverine's looking at all these corner comps. He's like, I'm going to take care of him, but it's not going to matter because he's going to go against Narkesh one of these rounds, and that's going to be the end, unfortunately. Unless he can get the slash-in before Narkesh, then he can actually compete against... Oh, no, he's going against slash-in, or going against Narkesh, but he managed to get the slash-in. Here is his last chance to hold against the leader of the lobby.
Ooh.
Oh, I hope he's rolling. He got the twine! He has a chance. He's got the Vanguard online, a decent ramp fight. He's only level 7, though. Does he have money to push? He's not. He's going level 7 against level 8.
It is interesting.
3 Vanguard against him. This ramp fight has to have the perfect cast to knock away the entire rogue enemy.
And we see the slash in here with only 1.5 augments, which is super surprising to me. Let's see how the twine holds up versus the rogues. Definitely buys a little bit of time. Both twines are down, and now it is a big rumble in the middle. Ram fight goes up, both of them, and they're gonna be taking down each other's teams, but red side is definitely coming out on top here. And that is gonna be it for Wolverine.
Narkesh is just smiling right now. He's going, yep, that's my slasher. Thank you for holding him. I'll take him off your dead hands. Have a good game.
Yep.
Can't say I'm a prophet today, everyone. Can't chat. Not looking good today. Oh, Slooper taken down also.
Slooper also being taken out. Minus 18, taking a big hit here and ending up lower than Wolverine in the end. So there's a little bit of a participation reward.
We're looking at here. We got some augments on the board. I see a bulwark chip on an at a door. That's going to be something that they could go pretty well for a variety of players, but none of them went for it.
I guess 5 bulwark is not what it used to be. It's definitely a little bit weaker in the late game, so I guess everyone wants just that last few final augment for their carries or for their main tanks. But yeah, I feel you. I'm always a bit surprised because bulwark chip is, I think it's really strong.
Well, and actually, I'm looking at the team comps. Like Zebro, he doesn't need it. He has key bulwarks he wants to keep online, so adding that bulwark doesn't help him. Not Complain has his key bulwarks on, so it just doesn't help them in any way. I could see it being good for I'm a Fishy. He doesn't even have one bulwark. One bulwark is a pretty good chip, but who knows? You know, with all the other augments on the board, you can make some interesting things. How is this shock comp doing, by the way? I'm a Fishy, still surviving here.
Let's watch him. I want to see it. I want to see the most fun composition in the game.
This looks good, but at the same time, though, Zebro is possibly on death's door, so I'm kind of concerned about that as well. But no, whichever one.
Yeah, Zebro just finished off his 3 Invoker too with an Archelion.
Oh, yep.
Double Verdant. That's a stacked comp too. I don't know. Oh, they both look so good. I'm gonna watch Zebro. I'm watching Zebro.
Yes, and he's also against Not Complain, so possibly a knockout here on both sides. That's gonna be an interesting fight. Let's see how it turns out. Double Furiox.
Yeah, the potential is there, and yes, Double Furiox is going to be just absolutely raining hell all over as a board in here. But where are these Sinolf beams going to go? Where are the Spore shots going to end up going? Right on through. It kind of threads the needle between the 2 tanks. It's not really doing that much. That Seer sitting in the front line is still rather healthy even after all of this time. This does not look good here for Zabrochin. One more shot from the Sinolf to maybe turn this around. Is going to be able to take care of 2. A couple more shots from the spellcasters on the side of Zabrochin. But you still have the Archos. You still have the Fur Knight, the Seer, and the Furiox, which is going to send Zabrochin down in 6th.
Yeah, definitely clip that. There's a lot to break down there, and it all comes down to position. Not Complain has won this because of that. Like, it is clear that the positioning on the Fur Knight was key. He saw that Zebro has the Emberling Rod. This is the problem with Emberling Rod. It is so easy to counter. All you have to do is spread out your clump. You're no longer in danger anymore because that's why he threw his Furioxes over on the side.
Here we go.
They're avoiding.
Let's
he's
see.
playing it through. Yep. So you can see this, that the tornadoes from the Fur Knight are disrupting the Invokers in the back line. It's actually hitting all 3 of them. You'll see this Axodon goes down before it even gets its cast off. That is brutal. Not even getting any of that Omega boost from the Harbinger. Sinelf Beam doesn't finish off. Big tornado here. Knocks the Sephirus out of its cast. And that was the end. There was just no damage. He needed to get those casts off to really bring down those frontline tanks.
Back to life. We got I'm a Fishy versus Not Complain, so that's gonna be an interesting one. They're fighting for top 4 at this point. I'm a Fishy on 12 HP, so definitely on his last life here. Big damage coming in here from the shock units against the backline of the red side. Here comes the Vermilia cards taking care of the rest. Only the Fur Knight standing in the backline, who is surely gonna fall right after that. And we see the big main tank, the Seer, still alive, the Krunk still alive, and that's what shock does to you. It gets around your tanks, but it's not enough. Those tanks do some damage. Finally, the Krunk falls, and it looks like a 2 versus 3, 2 versus 1, 1 versus 2.
No way.
And I'm a Fishy goes down. Seer, the magma's just taking it in the end. Wow.
Big Daddy Seer, 15k damage. What the heck? Oh my gosh, you just give the 3 Aegis, buff up that Seer, and you're good to go. But what's interesting about that is Aegis gives you that attack damage and the resistances, which just scale really well with Seer because his Omega scales with attack damage, and then he's a tank, obviously, so being able to survive that just really, really works for him.
Yeah, let's watch Not Complain versus Narkesh, because if he loses here, he's gonna be knocked out.
Yeah, given the Crimson Waste additional damage, I very well could be curtains, but as soon as they dive on through, Rampite to the skies, I think it died before the damage even came out. Beautifully shot down by the green squad here. Has Narkesh finally gotten taken down? Does not look like it. Never mind. Here comes the Penguin. Here comes the rest of the gang. They're all rolling up, and they take down Not Complain to 3 HP. Not going to eliminate them just yet, but how about on the flip side? Nariba and Lynx. It's looking like Lynx is not going to be the one getting knocked out here. The Rip Lance is still sitting pretty at full HP. It could take a Sunday stroll and still take down Lynx in this instance. That will be Lynx out in 4th.
All right. Wow. Okay, it seems like this is going to be decided between Narkesh and Nariba. We have Not Complaining in 3rd right now. Kenny upset with only 3 HP versus those 2 healthy moguls. And then we got Lynx now in the top 4 with his final positioning there. Let's see how that turns out.
Crazy stuff, and just a matter of trying to keep these fighters alive, I'm sure, but Not Complain definitely has their work cut out for them.
Yep, and we're gonna watch the Ghost here because Not Complain is on 3 HP. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. What we have to watch out for is definitely the Seer, the Ranger here being the main target at the moment, but she is tanking so well, or him rather. The enemy 4 is coming in, and yeah, that's it looks very good right now.
So far, so good. The backline getting topped off too by that Archos, and Fernite's finding plenty of targets, and here's the Seer, like you're saying. Look at this thing go.
This is looking devastating for the green side. The right plans is slowly but surely cutting through, and that might just be it for Not Complain. The heals coming out from the gaze here were just enough to turn the tides here of this fight. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Not Complain knocked out in 3rd place.
Yeah, I mean the issue with that one was you have Nariba with 8 Earth, so that Magma's not doing that much damage. The Seer is getting mitigated pretty heavily, but then you also have 3 Mystic, and he's only a few Adors away from getting the Adorito, and then that's 4 Mystic with a 3 Granite. That's a pretty much a securing a victory if he can make that win condition.
Yep. Those players know what they're playing around. They always are gunning for that win condition. That is definitely going to be their Exodia composition. In this case, like you said, Mystic. 4 Mystic is going to be it for Nariba. And then from Narkesh, does he have much to improve on? What could he still get here?
I mean, the Unkillable Earth Mystics is the first team and only team I've seen so far to, like, get played in an IPL, essentially win a game in the IPL, and then immediately get nerfed on a patch like that next week.
Yeah.
But still very, very strong, and God forbid you get the fully evolved Nadorito or Adorius. It is going to be so tough to try and break through.
Well, and if you look at Narkesh's bench, he is holding the line. He's holding Adors. He's holding a Goliath. He is like, no, I will not let you get what you want. You know, Nariba's also trying to get a Phosphorus online, but that's not looking like it's going to come in. He does have a Lure to get that extra bloom in. He decided to sell. He's going for the Phosphorus, trying to lock it in, and he gets it! Phosphorus online! That is going to be a huge potential win right there. Ooh. But I don't know. It's still looking scary. What Narkesh can always do is he can start rolling for an Umber. And an Umber against this Earth team could be the switch too. Could definitely help. We're going to see how this plays out, though.
Let's see it happening with the Forest here in the front line, trying to chew through this Gnarl, who has Burden activated. Let's see. It is going to take a while, but one more cast should be it. How are we doing here in the back line? Rampfight casts a cast, doesn't do much damage yet, and now it's the Forest versus the rest, and this Phosphorus is not going to go down. Slash in tries its best, though. and it's gonna be enough. Slashing takes down the Phosphorus. Just so much single target damage versus that main carry. And yeah, here we have another win from Narkesh. Still sitting at 100 HP. Is he gonna make the ace happen here?
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy to see.
One more
have we ever seen that?
I don't think I've seen it in IPL.
No. That would be a first, I believe. So go for it, Narkesh. Everybody's rooting for you.
You know, Nariba getting another Adore. He's only 3 away from getting that Dorius. But he doesn't get a PvE route. He's got to survive. He's got to get something. He's only a 2 from getting the Titan ore. Oh, we got 2 more Adors. Oh no, he's still way away from getting the Adorius.
Yep.
4
So
away.
we might actually see ramp fire if there's anything left in the tank here for Narkesh.
I think now, like just a few seconds before this round ends, now would be the time to sell your Ados, your Goliath, and go for the ramp fire. But even then, you have to play the long game, I guess, versus 100 HP. So we're gonna see how that turns out here. Possibly the last fight.
Possibly the last fight and possibly a perfect game on the line here for Narkesh for the first time here in the Illuvium Pro League. Can it happen? So far, so good. Ramp fight to the skies, and that takes care of a few. They're still trying their damnedest to fight their way through it, though. Phosphorus is still alive. Where's the Penguin, though? It's on the complete other side. It's going to come down to a duel between the two duelists, and holy smoke, Slasher just made that look like it was nothing. Narkesh, you should have yourself a perfect game.
Boom, there it is. Narkesh taking the win. Congrats. You know, I was just looking at the positioning. Unfortunately, I think what happened is Nariba split his damage dealers. He put the Phosphorus back left, had the Ryeplants from forward, so they both weren't chipping at that Gnarl. So then the Gnarl was surviving the Ryeplants solo, and that Phosphorus was just taking way too long to chew through the Ranger. He needed to have his 2 damage dealers together, working as a unit to chew through, and potentially on the Slashin. I think that would have been a potential better strategy. Take out the Slashin immediately, have your Ranger tank him, and then kill that Penguin as fast as you possibly can. But great game by Narkesh, taking the win. Well done.
Just looking at the augments, it looks just perfect really for Narkesh here as well. The double amplifying Omega reactor on the ramp fight with the water chip. Just so much damage and so many casts coming out. Stacking attack speed. We got the resonating pulse reactor for even more Omega power and attack speed. And last but not least, the face-breaking impact reactor, just to keep it alive if something goes wrong. So a really cool build here coming out from Narkesh, maximizing also the perfect drone augments. We got combat rhythm, we got threefold power, which buffs the slashing, and then we have lightning speed, another 20% attack speed. So yeah, really cool to see.
Makes sense why he just got that 100 HP win.
The first one ever. Congratulations, Narkesh.
Yes,
taking
congrats.
A win. That's really cool. We're going to check out the scores in just a bit.
But we probably should have set a special like bounty for doing that. Or like maybe there's a couple other bounties we can have in future IPLs. We're like, all right, you get the most stage 3s in the entire season in one game. I don't know. We'll have to think about it.
Yeah, we still have a little bit of
stat tracking.
Yeah, stat tracky Luvials. We still have some extra prize pool left over that's most likely going to be used for something like this. That could be a good idea for the World Finals, for the World Championships, right? Have a little extra bounty for if someone completes a perfect game. That would be really cool. And also if someone wins with 1 HP.
Oh, yeah. And if the chat has any other ideas of how to spend that, definitely write us so we can think what other ideas there are out there.
Some special achievements of sorts.
Yes, sir.
I'm thinking of some as well, like even towards, I know this would be more, I guess, catered towards Leviathan when the time comes. But can you imagine being the first alluvial to have won 5 championships or something like that? Like ribbons in other games, for example.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I can remember there was a lot of talk of those like medals, ribbons for like your Illuvials that won the championship, or also for you like a border Like there's definitely gonna be some cosmetic and flex stuff to flex on your opponents that you are actually the season 1 champion of the IPL. So yeah, that's definitely almost like some players would probably value this the most. Just having those bragging rights is really cool.
Of course. Here's another one from Gear in the chat. Most stage 1s on a winning team. So that lesser Appon from earlier.
Ooh,
there you go.
Yeah.
That's true. And then we would see stuff like last second swap ins just for a last round to secure that and taking a little bit of a risk.
Or just slam level 10 so you can throw in extra units.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Level 10, jeez. Have we seen a level 10 in the IPL yet?
That could be another bounty. Yeah, we definitely should make a list of all these crazy things that could happen. Talking about crazy things, we have a almost tiebreaker at the first place. We have Narkesh with 15 points, Not Complain on 14 points. So it's definitely going to be an interesting last game here in the best of 3. Then we got Lynx at 11, Nareba at 9, Amafishi at 8. So that builds our mid group here on the leaderboard. And then we got Slooper, Wolverine, and Seabro sitting in the bottom 3 positions here.
Just thinking about tiebreakers. Not Complain would have to beat Narkesh. And then that would mean he wins the game because then he had the highest of the last round. And they both won a game already. So,
right.
Yep.
Yeah, but if he wins another one, 2 wins, also takes the tiebreaker already. Yeah.
Yep.
Over 1 win.
But I guess the one thing to note is just that our top 2 have quite the gap on the rest of the field right now. For the first time, I feel like in the Illuvium Pro League, we're seeing, like, I would say less than 4 potential winners going into our final game. But you never know. Crazy things could happen.
Yes,
I'm really curious. Like, if you feel really confident, like as Not Complainer or Kesh, would you actually wait until like the opposite pick their weapon and you just pick the same weapon? You're like, all right, let's go head to head. I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna make sure that you don't get above me. And I don't care if I take 7th and you take 8th, but I beat you. That's all that matters. I secure my victory because they have a good gap, and as long as they can get top 4. Could be an interesting strategy. I'd love this to hear some.
I'd love to see
talk.
it too. Yeah, hopefully that will happen. I would like to see that. We have a question in the chat or a suggestion. Use the extra money to host an extra Leviathan tournament. And actually, there's good news. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to leak it, but I'll just do it. There is another Leviathan tournament series coming up. And it's going to start very soon. And it's going to be very similar to the old one where we have, like, for example, a month of weekly, I think Monday, Tuesday tournaments into a big grand finals. So yeah, Leviathan tournament series coming back up. I'm super excited for it. Oh no. Yeah, maybe I'm going to be hosting. So
what this means, anybody looking to compete, start leveling your squad now because you need as much time as you can.
Exactly.
If there's any scholars out there, I got 44,000 to fuel, and I just don't have the time to do it. If you want to run it, we can work out something. We can work something out.
Yes, sir. All right, we're gonna get into the next game, in the final game of the best of 3 here in the IPL 250 very soon. But first, we got another trivia coming up. Actually, 2 more trivias. Let's do both of them right now. Let's speed run this because the first one should be very easy. There he comes. What does this belong to? Caveman, give them 10 seconds. Give them a little bit of time.
Not today. Not today, son.
You have something in there? How do you feel about that, Silas?
I'm thinking something along the lines of maybe one of the Illuvials we've seen carry kind of both of these last 2 games. Is this maybe like a Flare or a Seer or Singe or something like that? I'm obviously not making a single guess.
All right, we got
everybody else has.
What do we got in chat? Adoria, Seer, Singe, Flare, Seer, Singe, Fernite, Seer, Scoriox from Furies, and look at that.
Hey.
Congratulations, Furies. Always winning one way or another. And yeah, reach out to me.
Who was saying Adorius?
Furies did too. He just straight up
Furies.
rapid fired,
We
like, a
maybe
bunch
have to
of-
disqualify you for this Adorius guess. It seems like just randomly before it was even revealed, just spamming stuff, which is fine. You guys can spam. This is part of the game. And yeah, we're going to straight go to the next one, which is a little bit tougher and a little bit different. I'm curious who will get it. And yeah, you cannot win twice, and you cannot be from the IPL or Illuvium team. And you cannot play right now in the tournament. Here is the last one for today. Give us the exact name of this augment.
Oh.
Because we are
I know
gonna
the
sooner
old
or
name.
later. The old name, yes, we need the new one. So this is also maybe a little bit of a motivation for people to learn this for the coming up weeks, because we're gonna do more stuff like this as well. Or just game knowledge also helps you a lot.
I miss the old names.
Yep. That's going to be a hard one. So that's going to definitely take a minute. I think the players are slowly loading in. So straight after this, we're going to jump into the final match here of the best of 3.
This region is going to make you laugh.
Don't say Crimson Waste. Crimson Waste. Oh, it's the same thing. 3 times in a row. What's the odds?
Is there like Illuvium maintenance or something after this? Why are we trying to wrap this up so fast? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this might be the last IPL 250 and the fastest one ever, since we got 3 times the fastest region. Pretty funny.
Life on the shore in chat thinks the same way I do. I feel you.
All right, so has anyone guessed the correct answer, or do I need to look through these players and figure out what it's called?
Force Reactor. Thanatos ILV is the first. No, wait. Sorry. Fox Spirit.
I've got Fox Spirit.
Yeah. Sorry for the jump scare, Thanatos. Hyper Force Reactor. Fox Spirit. We have it right here. There it is. One of the most important augments in the game, I would say. And the most game-deciding things. Like, Ascoriox without this is not a real unit, it feels like. Here we jump into the game right now, where we maybe gonna see another Ascoriox in the final match, in the final.
Oh, I wanted to point out one more thing about last game. We didn't have anyone do an Empath Links. It must not be meta at all anymore. It's out. It has been effectively nerfed.
From 100% play rate to 0. That is a big change, yeah.
That's pretty surprising. I know personally in the semis, I did see it, and it did do a very, very, very good job. But yeah, nobody wanted to use it today, apparently, in the grand finals.
Could always be the case that they were scared that it'd be contested, so makes sense in that.
That, or maybe just the affinity didn't match what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the weapons are in. Really quick, we got 2 Vinebound Cleavers, as we had every round. This time from Narkesh again, who won with it last round, and from Wolverine. We got Slooper on the Ripple Flail. We got Seabro on the Water Fighter Blade. Shadow Maul coming out from Not Complain. Earthgrasp Scepter here from Lynx. Arrow Edge from I'm a Fish. So potentially going for Shock again. And then another Flail from Nareva.
Yeah, well, Wolverine needs to have a redemption here, all right? He needs to show Narkesh he can win a game by 100 HP, all right? I better see it, Wolverine. You better get it.
Yep. You're now on the other side of this coin.
Yeah.
As it seems like.
Again, Narkesh versus somebody versus 4 rogues.
Yep. Those are never uncontested, it seems like, because they are one of the best, if not the best compositions still. Up there with Magma and what else have we seen now? Anything else won?
I think Mud's been top 4 each game, but that's just not enough.
Yep.
Any of these teams that feel like genuinely, like some people would call overpowered, at least they're always getting contested anyway. Or you have to roll really early for them. So it kind of balances out, it feels like sometimes.
Yep. It's the beauty of the autobattler. These 8 players keeping each other in check. And
at
usually
least
something
it's not
that's...
we're not in the patch where it was the top 4 could all be Rogue Revenant.
Yep.
And everybody would be feeling just fine, even if they were all running stage 2s. Thank God those days are gone. But yeah, Rogue's still up there.
Yeah, which is fine. Don't nerf rogues into the ground. I think it's a very cool...
Oh, exactly.
It's a very cool composition, but yeah, there has been problems, as I heard from the game designers, where rogue is really hard to balance because of their mechanic of jumping into the backline.
Right.
But then again, we got a corner composition, which is on the other side of that spectrum, so yeah.
Exactly. It's very, very tough. One thing I also want to point out real quick is this is Crimson Waste, but we are doing a different one. It's just everyone takes 2 additional damage. So this is actually a faster game than I would say that the 3 additional damages for someone who has more health. So this will be potentially a quicker game as well.
Even faster.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, because these last 2 we kind of flew through.
Yep. We're now maybe 1.5 hours in, and yeah, it's pretty... I like it a lot. It's the game time kind of went down. Like, I think half an hour is like an average game time, which is pretty good for an auto battler, I think. And well, sometimes you still run out of time, but it's not that bad. I think while the game is getting more polished and less clunky, you also get a few more seconds through that. Just having easier time repositioning and all of that stuff. And with the augments, for example, dragging them from one unit to another saves another few seconds every round. So that's cool to see.
So much better than dragging them back to the bench.
Everybody leveled up quite hard already. We see pretty much everyone on level 5 here.
Narkesh level 6. Narkesh does the early levels when he's a rogue. Only round 9 this time, he's already level 6. You know, I'm sure some of these good players, they have like a spreadsheet. They're like, okay, I'm playing Crimson Waste, round 9, slam level. Like, you have to have like some of this stuff already set up for if you really want to know exactly and be consistent. But I'm sure it also comes a little bit with some adaptability.
And other creature collectors or creature battlers, we usually have like flow charts of team compositions plus matchups, and might be something similar.
I'm just thinking of like old StarCraft 2 days. Like, you have a full build order.
Yes.
You know exactly what you're going through the entire game.
Yeah. I like this about auto battlers though, that it's a little bit more, it feels like adapting on the fly, especially with all the augments, the weapon choices, and so much random stuff that you get every round, where it's not really like the details will always change a little bit, even if you play the same composition.
I think I'm going to try and be a prophet here. I'm going to say Narkesh is going to take a not complain. With a Crimson Waste going the Mystic route, which is what it looks like Not Complain might be trying to do, going the 4 Mystic, that is so hard to do in a Crimson Waste game, because you just don't have enough money, you don't survive long enough, and rogues are known to be a cheap and effective route. If Narkesh doesn't get hard competition from Wolverine this game, I think he could take it.
I was gonna say, you changed your prediction a lot from Wolverine will take it to Wolverine cannot even contest Narkesh, and Narkesh is gonna win. We're gonna see if Wolverine learned from it. He's playing, maybe he's going a different route. I don't see any rogues yet.
Well, if you get to change your picks, well, here, I'm going to change my pick for the sole sake of no strategy or anything like that, but Nariba already has a stage 3 Lynx. Let's go.
All right, I'm taking Amafishi then, because he's on a win streak up there, and he's looking uncontested with...
Lots of fighters.
Maybe Shock again? Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. How many fighters do we have right now? But let's first watch those two guys at the bottom, Slooper and Sebro, our TFT experts trying to make a name for themselves in Illuvium, and both at the lowest position right now. Only 50 health left, and whoever takes this loss is going to take a big chunk of damage as well.
Yeah, Billy, this one is going to hurt. A lot of augments onto that poor little fire doga, which is just going to get evaporated here by this greater monk here. Now the heady gets their blind out, but unfortunately it's pretty much too little too late for Slooper. I feel like, sure, they got a bunch of tanks, but they have absolutely no damage. Just a matter of time before this poor Caradulo does end up going down. Might end up as a one-on-one, but I feel like this monk here's got this in the back.
I would actually say that was pretty effective. If I were Slooper, I'd be happy with that. Keep your loss streak going, only lose by 1 unit. That's pretty good.
True.
Going into a PvE round, nice. I don't know if that was his intention, but that works out pretty well for him, I'd say.
Yep.
Absolutely calculated.
Yes, sir.
And he is pushing the mud route anyways, so he's probably saved up a lot of money. He's able to start rolling now that this PvE round. But oh, maybe, yeah, I don't know. They'll be competing against some of the same units.
Yep, we see a lot of the same units currently being bought. We're gonna see who can identify which units are uncontested and get some free stage 3s here. Nareba, Stoic Terralinks, that's definitely looking terrifying, I gotta say. And yeah, let's watch Amafishy a little bit, see how he does it. How does he keep his win streak alive right now? How many fighters are those? Is it 7?
6.
6 currently.
6.
Yeah. Almost there. Getting 7 fighters so quickly would be gigantic. Even if they're all a bunch of like lower stages.
Yeah. I mean, I think going for fighters is really effective in Crimson Waste. It's very cheap and can really make a difference there. It's got a lot of dust here. 3 dust. That could be very effective. There is a legendary augments on the board. Oh, we're going to start seeing some crazy stuff happen. If that Riptorus survives, he's going to start chunking with the Transcendic Relic.
Berserker's Flurry on the Berserker Great Monk here with now 7 fighters is gonna go crazy. We're gonna see him here on the left side. And yeah, he's definitely gonna be doing a lot of damage here.
Extremely brutal, but did have enough time to get to that Riptorus. It will not. The power, or the old power sense coming on through as well. Didn't even need it though. Look at how many units are still on the board. Big damage.
Wow.
That was a stomp.
Yep. All right, never mind me. The monk here did absolutely nothing. Was very underperforming, and the Riptorus of the enemy team was doing great here.
And Amifishy did slam to get 7 fighter in there. They just didn't perform well.
Yeah, that was versus Slooper. So Slooper looks at a big power spike right now, trying to stabilize. Good on him. And Zebro is probably rolling down just now, right?
I mean, I would imagine so, but if you're going to try and find an exalted monk here in this current landscape of the game,
in this economy,
I was trying not to say it, but yeah, in this economy, if you're trying to go for a greater monk here or an exalted monk here, good luck. I probably have a better chance buying a house for myself, but we'll have to see how this one ends up going here. Wolverine up against Zebro.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. We get the Exalted Monkey in the front being completed, which is going to be huge versus this Rogue. So you can see the first stun just disabling everyone. It's not going to get a second one out, but that looks like it's going to be enough for the fighters to clean up the Rogues here with the stab and being the last hope and actually doing enough damage to just slash open those fighters in the end. The stacking absorption cells legendary augment did a lot of job here, a lot of work here.
I want to point out an interesting interaction with Slooper doing this Transcendent Relic on the Riptorus, and he's got his Aegis buffs. Aegis also transfers attack damage. Transcendic Relic gives you a 10% damage amp. So I'm thinking that those actually multiply on top of each other, really amplifying the damage there. And I think that could be really scary. If you can get the Rye Plants or a Phosphorus later on or something, that could be absolutely disgusting.
It's a really good point.
Damage, or the Riptorus's damage was already over 9,000. So what's going to happen when it's at its final form?
Yep. And it's also sharing resistances, meaning the plus 100% max health is going to be so much more valuable with all that extra resistances. So that is actually huge. Transcendent Relic with Aegis. Good combination here.
Yikes.
That's looking really scary, actually. But he's competing with Nariba, who's also going for the Krunks. So who knows if we'll be able to get that third Aegis online. Because Nariba's literally doing the same comp.
Yep. Just looking a little bit more healthy up there, but still a little bit behind. Hasn't found Teripterus.
He's got Temporal Guard. I don't know if that's going to be good late game.
Yep. Alright, let's watch Slooper one more round here versus Wolverine.
Well, let's see how this one ends up going here. Will that Riptorus go absolutely bonkers up against these rogues? So far, it's kind of looking like it. The Archos and the Twine have been taking most of the heat, and Riptorus is going to get out of dodge before the Rampy even fires off its cast, leaving it nice and healthy to start chewing away here at this Penguin. Will it be able to successfully do so? There it is. One final sting gets the job done. Wolverine going to take the hit this time.
I mean, that Riptorus spent most of the game walking around. Like, where did the damage come from?
It was on first stroll, yeah. I mean, because it was walking around so much, it did dodge a Rampy Omega, so, I mean, we'll take that.
It must be just the Ranger was popping off with the Ripple Flail, and you had Templar on stacking on that Fernnite. Anyway, we'll see if Slooper can bring it back. Going with Narkesh's Rogue Army. Are we going to watch someone else? Zebra is at 20 HP. He's rolling for 4 mud.
Yep.
Oh, he's not going to get it either because there's Monk Ears are way contested. I can't imagine he's going to be able to secure these. Whoa.
Oh, my.
Two more. Is he going to sell the dash for it? Kind of running out of time now. Brings in the Monk here. Yep.
Oh, he had to slam level 6. That is not looking healthy for him.
That's rough too, bringing the second Monk here in instead of the Caradulu that would give him Bulwark. So I'm not sure, but I guess this one has Berserker. Let's see here. Is the front line gonna melt away? It looks pretty good for now. Can they finally finish them off? And the Gorilla is already in the backline, so that's looking very good for C-Bro right here. Can the Monk here, the Apon here, finish everyone else? 3 versus 1 here, plus the Illusions. Doing a great job as well. There is still, I think, that legendary augment to be triggered. Invulnerable now, untargetable. And it's hyperactive as well. One more cast to seal the deal. Oh my god. Okay, we see you, Gorilla.
Oh my goodness.
The pure damage coming off that Axon was a little bit scary. I wasn't sure. Yep. True damage. It's chunking.
Right into an NPC round 2, so if you want one more crack at trying to roll for those monkeys, I mean, maybe you've got a chance.
Yeah, PV round, little money injection here, and I wish him all the best of luck. I know how bad it feels if you just like 1-2 units off.
I'm a fishy holding on to 7 monkeys too. He's just waiting for Zebro to die so he can finish it.
That is rough for C-Bro. And they're going up against each other, so that's gonna decide a lot right here.
Now, of course, with 20 HP, normally I think you're probably somewhat safe. But again, Crimson Waste is going to make this nasty.
Gyro on the board. Haven't seen that in a minute. Rake on the board.
Yep.
Quinks, 3 dust. That's going to be really good against this Mud team if they can miss their autos. We have some chests. One's been activated on Zebra's side. I'm a fishy not activating his chest yet. I wonder if that's a composite or what it is. He's going to not do. He's focusing on positioning. See if he can eliminate Zebro here.
That's going to be interesting. We got 2 fighter chips coming out. So easy 7 fighter here for I'm a Fishy. I want to look out for the Gyro. Probably doing a lot of damage. And let's see how the Gorilla and the Ray can perform for the green side right here. Gorilla jumps out. Manages almost to take down the right hands, but hey, it's over. He got burned Zebro. And he's down to 1 HP. Wow.
It's just so close there for Zebro, but one more shot.
Yep, just a little bit behind the curve it seems like, because I'm a Fish just stomped him here with the 7 fighter damage plus some bulwark in the front as well, plus the Quinks to provide some crowd control. Really strong composition coming here from I'm a Fishy.
Zebra going against Narkesh. Narkesh, rogue comp, doing better than Wolverine. Wolverine sitting in 7th place, struggling to be the superior rogue player here. Narkesh doing double Quinks. Dust, lots of dust on the board. Okay, took off one of his Quinkses here, trying to do some rearranging. All right, put in the second Quinks again. Up, throwing the Lulura. He's doing a little bit of rotation. Oh, he's 1 away from getting a Gazo tab. All right, Zebro, will you hold on?
Yeah, let's see. This could very well be the end of the line here, end of the term here for Zebro. But can they hang on just a little bit longer? Looking for Narkesh, looking for that ramp fight, looking for where the stabbing's at. Try and take out Zebro. One more stun from the Appon right alongside this ramp fight. Does take care of one, and so far it looks like that is going to be end of the line. We still have the Rake. It's trying its damnedest inside of this verdant puddle, but I don't think it is going to go very, very well there for them. They're going to pop one more smoke screen just as a parting gift, as they do end up getting taken down at the same time as Wolverine.
Yeah, that granite chip in the center just held the line. Narkesh was like, you cannot touch me. And yeah, then there was the verdant puddle. It just sapped like 10 seconds that Narkesh didn't lose a single unit. Really, really rough. So Narkesh is going to be super happy. Wolverine's been knocked out. I'm a Fish. He's going to be super happy. He's going to be able to scoop up that Exalted Monk here pretty quickly here. Potentially bringing in Berserker later on. We're watching Lynx.
Yes, sir. Versus I'm a Fishy. So that's going to be another really tough fight here for the underdog. 4 Lynx with 7 HP. Big tanks coming out for him though, with the legendary augment on the Axon, a Crunk right next to it, blinding everyone right here. Here comes a laser into the backline. Not doing enough damage, and definitely the better position for the red side, hitting those backline units with those Fernite whirlwinds that you just see flying in. One more Alfie laser to try and save it all, but that's gonna be it for Lynx right here in 6th position. Fishy takes out another one.
That's 3rd in the tournament out. Lynx was 3rd going into that one, so it opens the door to a lot of the players below them to maybe move up a couple spots.
Yep.
Slooper has finished the Rye Plants, holding it from I'm a Fishy.
Oh
I'm a Fishy's hoping he can knock him out at some point soon, or at least going against Noriba, lobby leader. Will Slooper be able to hold with that transcendent relic? I actually want to see this pop off. Oh, will it go over 9,000 again? There's so many Riptors out here. What the heck? Noriba's got a Riptors too. A couple Riptors in the line.
Everybody's been hanging around the basin apparently, just finding Riptors after Riptors, and now even a Rifle Lance. Let's see how this goes. Goes immediately after the Kronk. That Sting basically took a quarter of its HP by itself, but now it's got to try and chew through this obnoxious tier or stage 3 Terra Lynx. The Bulwark type is just holding the line so good as of this moment, but can it fire off again? It's stun locking this Rip Lance right now. Can the rest of the team turn and burn? Right now, the little Furiox in the backline is trying their damnedest to shoot this thing down. The slow from the Fernite actually almost saved it, but no, the Rip Lance does end up falling. The Terra Lynx and the rest of the squad with the machine gun Furiox is going to do the damage to take care of Slooper.
That Stoic Terra Lynx tanked 12.8k damage. It was holding the line, and it has that reflecting status reactor, dealing additional damage back at the player, doing 6k damage overall. All right, that Temporal Guard worked for that Stoic Terra Lynx. Way to go. Held the line.
Even though Rip Lance had over 10,000 damage that time. My goodness.
Yeah.
Or is that tanking? No, it's damage received.
Yeah. But Rye Plants did 12k.
12k, my gosh, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now I'm a Fishy's got to be rolling, right? Like I'm a Fishy is free to get his Exalted Monk here and the Rye Plants. If he doesn't, Nariba might scoop it up. Is Nariba rolling? He's sitting on 2. It's a PvE round. They might wait just until after Suka. A little bit more interest. They're greedy. They're both being greedy.
Yep, nobody rolling yet. But a lot of gold is going to hit the shopkeeper in just a little bit. After this
It's
PvE
Crimson
round.
Waste. 22. 23. Round 23 is coming up. This game's going to end very quickly, though.
So we can always see it over here. This area right here. There we see it. Riptorus. Level 8. Slash in level 8.
Oh.
Everybody's investing right now.
Arcos. Oh, he didn't even have Arcos. He got Aegis online finally for Not Complain.
Yeah.
If Nariba finds Archelion, this Lynx is going to be unkillable.
Yep. Gonna give it another Verdant stack.
He's only 1 away from getting the Blotto as well.
Very close. I'm surprised there is not some selling and rolling going on, but the players are playing it very carefully here. Nariba versus Narkesh. Let's see it.
All right, all those rogues diving on in, and the Lynx is immediately going to meet up with the ramp fight. Ramp fight takes to the sky, is going to try and pop this Archos. It's going to take it down to half. Going to have to rely on the Slash to finish the job. Now, it's just the group in the Verdant puddle. Once again, this is exactly where the rogues want this fight to take place. And now, the 3-on-3, with the carries both being immediately eliminated. Just a matter of turning and burning here onto this Terror Lynx. And with that much damage on board, they absolutely will. And Reba going to take a hit.
Super unfortunate. Slashin actually got to hit the Furiox right off the back. Deleted it within like 5 seconds of the round starting. Super unlucky.
Brutal.
Mostly positioning mistake here.
Yep.
Or positional outplay rather. Because it looked pretty good in the beginning, but yeah, losing core units that early on is gonna spell doom for the late game in this match. Okay, what are we looking at? Should we check out Not Complain maybe down here versus Narkesh sitting on 22 HP? Very close to the bubble, very close to being eliminated.
I think we just got a fun little interaction here. Nariba wants Not Complain to die so he can pick up the Blottos, the Archie. And then, yeah, we'll talk about the rest in a sec.
Yeah, because first we have the Furiox coming out here with the True Sight Augment. So definitely the main carry. Ramp fight goes up into the air. Doesn't do a whole lot of damage. Everybody is still looking pretty good. Singe here in the front line finally falls down. Fernite is gonna stun the Gazotep on the other side with the Rogue chip. And here comes the Ranger taking down the Furiox, taking down the last hope of Not Complain here, who is gonna take a big chunk of damage, holding on with 2 HP.
Oh, Nariba's got to be happy about that. It is Nariba versus Not Complain. Nariba launches, gets the Blotto online. I think it's over. Not Complain cannot be feeling good about his situation, but he did get the Singe online. We'll be able to activate Magma. Oh, this is interesting. Which team comp will be more superior here? The 3 Aegis upping that Stoic Terror Lynx, which will go hyperactive compared to this Singe, which will also be going hyperactive with 2 Aegis potentially. Oh, nope, spreading it out so the Furax doesn't have the clump effect.
And they were shuffling all over the place to try and get the best angle of attack onto each other. But the main contest here, or the main battle, right up front and center, they have this Terror Lynx completely loaded up with Aegis buffs. Not only is this thing a tank, but I imagine it's going to be an absolute damage monster, absolute raid boss, so to speak here. Has that Archos behind them as well, just holding the line, keeping them topped off, and it's actually allowed for the fighters to start to breach onto the back line with the Blotto. The Lynx is here now as well, starting to swarm down that back line, and it's just a matter of time. It looks like Nariba gonna take this one.
Another 10k damage soaked up by the Terror Lynx. It's like, come at me, come fight me. Oh my gosh.
While it was doing 7,000 damage itself and was the highest performing damage dealer. That's just not fair.
Oh, and not to mention Nariba just scooped up the rye plants.
Oof. And he is looking to fight Narkesh, kicking out another player right here.
If you have 2 Archoses, do they just pass Aegis to 2 things?
Yeah.
Should be. That's a good point. One of them is buffing the
They're going to try and boost
the right plants.
Yeah, this is going to be nuts. Go for it.
Yes, sir. We got here in the backline perfect target to be tanking the Slash-in right here. The Lynx is gonna stun and hold out forever versus the Slash-in. Blot on the other side also going down already. So the Rogues have found an entry on the right side, but here Riplan's a little bit confused. But in the end, it will find its target, and it seems like the Rogues have just no chance versus the Aegis Berserkers here from Nareba coming out. So that's going to be it for Narkesh here in third place. And it's going to be Amafishi versus Nareba in the final fight if he can take him down here.
Definitely get a clip of that. There's some very interesting interaction there that is just so unfortunate for Narkesh.
Yeah.
But we'll probably discuss. Oh no, Amafishi's been knocked out too.
It.
Nareba takes the victory.
That is it. Nareba takes the last victory in the best of 3 here in the IPL 250. Let's check out the clip. And then we're going to go to the final scoreboard and see who won the tournament today. Really exciting to see. And then we also have player interviews coming up. So don't go nowhere, guys. The best is yet to come. Here we have the final fight.
All right. So if we pause real quick, if you could pause it. Okay. So the Malura, he put the granite chip on the Malura, expecting the Ryplants to walk backwards. And instead, the Ryplants actually moved forward and just killed that twine. I think that was a huge thing that Narkesh was like, oh, I'll be able to catch that Ryplants, and I'm going to waste his time forever. I'm going to get a good charm. Everything was going to work well there. But his twine was just too far forward and actually pulled the aggro. And I think that was a severe reason that he lost. Narkesh's team potentially could have won, but Nareba was looking absolutely great there.
I also have to give credit to the Forest on Nareba's squad, because the Slash-in was down to less than a quarter, but it did eliminate, I believe it was the Lynx that it was going after. It was just needed one tap, but the Forest was just running around and happened to target the Slash-in, took care of it. With that gone, it just made it essentially open season for that Riplance to just go nuts with the rest of the team. And there we go, Nareba taking the win, and I'm sure that shakes things up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think we have the final scores in already.
There we are.
Let us know, Caveman, what's going on here.
Woo! But Narkesh actually takes the first place. I think we knew this. Not Complain got knocked out earlier. I didn't want to mention it in case anyone was not follow along. But Not Complain taking second place, 19 points. Well played. Nareba climbed significantly back into third place there, looking great. And we have Imafishy taking fourth. He's probably a little bit upset after winning the last two IPLs, but he is still a top 4 placement there, so that's awesome. Lynx taking 5th, Slooper at 6th, and Wolverine, I'm sorry I cursed you this game, it's all my fault, taking 7th, and then Zebro Johnson taking 8th. Well played, everyone.
So did we all curse someone? Because I said Zebro. What about who was your pick, Silent?
I picked Fishy, which I mean is 4th truly a curse? I guess when I was trying to get him to do 3 IPL wins in a row, then yes, I guess in that sense I kind of cursed them.
All right, we're gonna check if we have, yes, we have some interviews coming up in just a bit. I think we got Narkesh, Nareba, and Not Complain. So the top 3 people are gonna come up. We're gonna start with Caveman and Nareba here, and gonna see how it goes. We'll just need a second to set everything up. So we're going to have that interview coming up in a minute.
Sweet.
Well fought all around here. Good to see Narkesh. I believe this is their 2nd IPL win in total. I could be wrong, though.
Yeah, I definitely remember interviewing him the first time.
No, just an overall strong, exciting day. And then still the fact that this is basically the calm before the storm, which is our crazy IPL 500 and IPL 1000 streak just in the upcoming weeks.
Yep. The best is yet to come. This is basically a warm-up for the big tournaments that are coming up. $5,000, $20,000, $5,000, again 20,000, and then 150,000 in the grand finals, in the world finals. So yeah,
incredible.
Very exciting stuff coming up. All right, we got the interview ready. We got number 3 here, Nareba from Ola with 17 points. Let's see him. Let's hear from him.
Hey there, Nariba. How are we doing? Being back in an IPL, taking third place, it's got to feel pretty good.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Paz. How are you? I'm really happy how I've been performing lately. I've been showing a good consistency in IPL, and that's what I aim for the Worlds in December or November.
Yeah, all about the worlds. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Congrats. This last game, it was incredible to see you play. It seemed like you were very patient in when you decided to roll. You managed to scoop up that rye plants after other players had rye plants. You managed to get the blotto before, I think it was not complain, which was huge. What were you thinking throughout that game trying to secure that last victory? Because I'm sure there was a lot of strategic times you had to roll down because there was a lot of competition for the units you were going for.
Yeah, I know that my bulwark links will carry me through the late game, so I maintain my economy and wait his Looper die to give my Riptors, my Scorpions, and I get to win against the corner comp and Rogues. I'm really happy that result. But
Yeah.
Narkesh and not Complay are insanely consistent players too, so so I can get the top one this time, but next time I will try more, sure.
Yeah, getting that stage 3 links early on. What round was it? It was like around like 8 or something. You scooped that up so fast. Did you was that like your goal when you see an Earth Terra links? Are you like, I'm going for it, I'm gonna spend everything, or what were your thoughts there?
Yeah, I know that Bulwark Links is good against the mirror matchup against fighters, so I know my fish and Slooper will play fighter, so let's do a Bulwark Links here. And my legendary items too was very good to Bulwark Links, so it's perfect.
I was really surprised when I saw that. I have not seen that used as much in an effective way like you did at the massive shield and immunity. But that was awesome. Way to go! I'm sure that's got to feel really good. How did the first 2 rounds go? Obviously, they didn't go as well as the last game. What do you think went right and wrong there?
I think my first game I was a bit unlucky and nervous, so I make the bad decision in weapon choice and augments too. So I focus in the game 2 and game 3. I managed to get better placements.
Nice. And so, you know, I hope it's okay to point that out. So you said you were feeling a little bit nervous in that, even after you've won other IPLs and yeah, you've been on the top of the leaderboard for a pretty good while. You still feel a little bit of nervousness coming into these matches?
Yeah, man, of course. Always competing high level will give me nervous.
Yeah.
So yeah, all the 8 players in the final are insane players. So
Yeah, no,
I
it
know
was
it's very hard to win this time.
It was a tough lobby. Well, congrats. Do you have anything else you want to say before you hop off?
No, thanks for the organization. My friends from Brazil, having 5 Brazilian players in final is really happy to me. So
Well, that's awesome.
thanks, guys. See you later in the next interview.
Sweet. See you,
Bye
Rita.
bye.
Well, good to see Nariba back on the podium here after a fantastic final game, winning a couple of extra brownie points with me for finding the links as well. And I do also want to give a quick shout out to Slooper, who just rated us here on the Twitch side of things. So if you wanted to see Slooper's point of view from their grand final run, or probably from their quarters all the way through, you could probably go check them out as well.
I'm sure there's a lot you could learn, both the good and the bad. So always good to watch other players, especially if you want to climb and prepare for World Finals.
Definitely helps having a little bit of entertainment, but at the same time being able to study off somebody, whether it be a teammate like what Ole and the rest of the squads have been doing, or just a fellow streamer. It's always good to see. But it looks like next interview is up and ready. We've got Not Complain for you.
Sweet. Not complain. How are you doing? Rank 2 in the IPL 250. What a game. Yeah, or a couple games. How you feeling?
Yeah, hello.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm feeling good because, especially with the first and second game, I think I played well, but the last one, I think I could played better and get this top one because I think I played with my economy a bit. mm, I could be played better with my economy in the third game, and it
Mhm.
make me lose the top one because I wasn't able to hit non piece stage 3. So
Yep.
yeah,
Uh,
I think
I,
that
I,
was my mistake.
I saw them all too, because you had to beat Narkesh. You had to be one rank above him to be able to secure the victory. And I was watching you and I was comparing you to Nariba the whole game. And I was just seeing that you were just like one step behind and you had all the units on your bench. And it looked like you were going to be able to secure. And if you could get all of them, you're going to be in a good spot, especially with that transcendent relic, right? Was that you, if I remember correctly? Or am I mixing up?
No, no, no.
Okay. No, but either way, you were pretty close. Really, really unfortunate. Did you want to say anything else on that? Sorry.
No, no. I mean, it was very well played by Narkesh too. So yeah, that was a good IPL.
Yeah, no, it was solid. And your first game, you won game one, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yep. And what was the comp and how did you feel that game went? What did you do right and wrong there?
I mean, I played with the same comp the 3 matches, so it was corner. So the difference
Oh yeah.
was I played better with my economy in the first match, so I hit so many stage 3 Illuviums, and it gave me the win.
Yes, I remember that seer. You amp up the seer
Yeah.
with the Aegis. I didn't
Especially,
realize.
I
Whew.
wasn't thinking. I was expecting top 3 this match, but when I hit here, I was with my last life and just beat everyone. So
Yeah.
the
Did
other
did
two
you
guys
just
and got
did
me
you just
first.
feel like just levitating? You're like, oh my god, I got this here.
Yeah,
This is so good. Watch him spin to win, baby. Let's
for
go.
sure.
That's awesome. With the corner comps, you know, when you're in a competition for it, in like this last one, you were able to win the first and second games with it. When is it that you roll down? How do you decide when you're going to roll down?
The first roll down, it's like after the first PV, the second PV, sorry, because you need to establish your board. So you need things like Seer, Snake, or Fern stage 2 to establish your board. And then you can, if you establish, you can like build your economy to go 8 and then spend your gold on 8.
Okay. Nice. Well, that's awesome. I'm sure you might. Do you ever like look at your opponents that are contesting you and you assess like, do I need to roll maybe a couple rounds earlier, or do you just go
Yeah,
based on
yeah,
economy? Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, awesome. It seems like that was a really fun comp. Do you think that that's the strongest comp in the game right now? That corner with Snake and Seer, or do you think there's something else, or is that just the one that's most consistent for you?
No, it's not the strongest one for sure, but it's a so consistent thing. So that was I picked that most of the match. I would
Nice. Well,
say the most broken at moment it's probably Mud.
Mud. Okay, interesting. You
Yeah,
know, Mud
probably.
Mud didn't perform well today. You know, we had Rogues and your corner comp that really I would say took over because Mud wasn't really. I don't think it was contested in the way that it was just like full out all contested. There was a lot of people with Monk Ears and Riptors, so maybe that's why it was held off. But Rogue, there's always two Rogue players, and yet that was pretty consistent in the top. And then your corner comp was definitely another
Yeah,
major
for sure.
contender.
Like the between the Mud, there's the holes too. I don't know exactly what's the most broken, but it's probably between these two counts at the moment, Rogues and Mud.
Awesome. Well, not complaining. Do you have anything else you want to say before you head off?
Just thank you for this IPL, and I'm very happy with the result. And GG, Nakash.
GG. All right. We'll see you, Knuckleban. Have a good day.
See you.
All right.
Yeah.
What a game. Pretty crazy to see, not complain, be able to work the same comp every game and be able to establish a really good presence there. We'll see if he can, extend that going into the next IPLs and into the Worlds.
I mean, sometimes it's just a matter of play style too, right? Eventually, like maybe you have a better play style in terms of maybe not being the aggressor, but just being able to understand how to stop every composition instead of having like the crush them yourself. So a nice little bunkered up composition like that, defensive comp with your machine gun Scoriox in the back or something, definitely gets the job done. But without further ado, it does look like your IPL 250 winner is here. Let's have an interview.
All right. We got Narkesh in the house, round 2 for the interviews. Narkesh, how are you doing? You might be still muted on our Discord. 1 second. Let's make sure you're good to go. There it is. Narkesh, how we doing?
Hello, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Happy.
Yeah, I was about to say you're only fine. You gotta be feeling good. You
Yeah.
managed to win that contested every game. You got that weapon. You love rogues. If Soda were not here, you might be called the king of rogues, right? Or you might be contesting that with him. But yeah, it must have felt really good to win, even though you were contested each game. Did it feel like, shoot, I'm contested again? I'm contested again. How were you feeling? What was your stress levels generally in the game?
Actually, I'm pretty confident to contest with just one person. 2, that's too much. But with one person, I'm pretty happy with it. Because
Alright.
With no contest in this patch can be real.
It can be really, really strong. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Good. Narkesh coming in here with some confidence. He's like, yeah, I could take on someone else who takes rogues. Nice. And so we saw, the Slashin being the major carry. I did see you in this last game though. You made that adjustment with your invulnerability chip and you put on the Malura. You were hoping to catch the Rye plants with the Malura and not your Twine. Was that right?
Yeah, because it came the legendary, right? And I have no red iron, just one.
Oh, shoot.
I finished with 1 head iron and no legendaries for the penguin. So I have this kind of trouble, and I just think I just got a first and a second. I need a top 4 to get the win. So I try to pick a legendary good in the mid game, which is that one, and I just hope the Wolverine get down,
Yep.
So when he get down, I could get the slash, I could get the Malura, and it was okay. Top 3, because items, but it was okay.
Well, I think we got to talk about game 2, the first contender in IPL to get 100 HP win. That had to feel really good. Tell me what you were thinking. Were you starting to get a little greedy because you wanted to keep the 100 HP win, or were you always, stable-minded, making sure to focus and secure the victory?
No, I actually forgot that I just won with 100.
Oh, yeah.
The Nariba in the waiting room, really, there he talked about this. Oh, you such a high hurry, you got with 100 HP, and then really, I do remember that. But I just play fast tempo. I came with this strategy to pick rogue every single match that I can pick rogue. I will. Like a sort of fan. So I came with this strategy. I just want to save HP, get level 6, 7 rogues as soon as possible, and that's why I get the 100. And of course, a lot of high hope.
Yeah. and we're, there's two things there. One is your tempo. I was noticing you had the fastest tempo easily. You were slamming level 6 at like round 9. That was just crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm curious if that was a Crimson Waste situation, or do you always push tempo that fast?
I wouldn't say always, but yeah, Crimson Wave is a big factor in this. And of course, rogues in level 7, in level 6, you can put 7 rogues, which is a huge spike in this moment. And if I'm streaking, I will be on level 6 for sure.
Okay, nice. And then, in your opinion, do you think any of the rogue weapons are still worth it, or is it only the Vinebound Cleaver?
You can go well with quick maulers. The water one, not so sure. But quick maulers, in fact, if you are contested and if you just want to win the other rogue, I maybe think the quick maulers is better
Oh,
because of the
interesting.
dust and you
Okay.
save more HP in the early game. I don't know. I have my
Yeah.
thoughts.
Nice. Well, you have secured that victory today. That's got to feel great. And it sounded like you weren't stressed at all. I'm curious, is there any point that you feel stressed when you're going into these, or are you stressed in the sit and goes, or semifinals? When do you find playing in these tournaments to be competitive and
Mm.
a little bit anxious? If you do.
Actually, I don't get it because
He doesn't.
no, it's a lot of years comparing TFT, the same kind of game. So I have this experience. So I don't feel anxious, But I must say, the first game, picking mud with others 7 players that know that mud is broken, they will pick my monkey. They will, they are doing a coordinate build and they have a 5 monkeys fighter. So that's kind of her. I don't like doing this kind of a roll comp, like
Yeah.
mud and shock. I try to avoid those. I think aiming for top 4 is more consistent. So that's the only way that I get anxious is doing mud or shock for sure.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Narkesh, congrats on the win. Do you have anything else you want to say before you head off?
Shout out for everyone that's supporting us, the Brazilian gang, the Ola gang. So, thank you lots.
Awesome. Well, you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you, man.
See ya.
All right.
There we go. Big congratulations again to Narkesh on their second IPL victory. It's beautiful to see, and a good, nice, slow deep dive. Nice interview with the extra mindset, especially on strategy. You can definitely learn a lot off that.
Yeah, I feel like they're when I ask these questions, I wonder if if anyone would ever not answer me, or if like a part of them, and I think this is a gamer thing, gamer pride, where you're like, oh, I want to flex what I know. I want to show you like this is why I'm the best. I don't know. Either way, they're all happy to share their little insights, so it's awesome to get it from them.
At least personally, like if say I was like popular enough and I post like, oh, this build is broken, I'm not posting that unless I know what the counter is.
Oh, Paz, you're muted, I believe. And I mean, all three of them really, really good chats. It's awesome to just be able to speak to people from all over the world too. I think that's one cool thing that's still as part of the crypto industry, like that I really enjoyed. And now just as we start to extend and grow into the gaming industry in general, it's just awesome to see.
Test? No,
Absolutely.
I'm back. Well, now my camera.
Oh, he's living.
That's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Yeah, really cool interviews. Thank you so much, Caveman. That was amazing. And yeah, of course, there's a little bit tactics coming in probably from the players withholding some information, but it felt very genuine overall. And yeah, big congratulations to our players. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for the players, for the viewers. We're going to see you next week with another one, with the big one, IPL 500 coming up. There is open qualifiers. Anyone can compete. So come into the Illuvium Discord, join the ecosystem, join the free-to-play competition here that we have every weekend, and yeah, make your way to the World Championship. Thank you also to the backend team, Tolki, Quants and Erica, doing the heavy lifting in the back, and thank you to my lovely co-hosters here. And we're gonna see everyone next weekend. Thank you. Bye bye.
You guys.
Don't push back. Oh. Don't push back. Oh. Don't push back. Oh. Don't push back. Don't push back. Oh. Don't push back. Oh. Don't push back. Don't push back. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure. Huh? Content under pressure. You can shake it anyway. Well, you can shake it anyway. Oh. Well, you can shake it anyway. Oh. Well, you can shake it anyway. Push back. Don't push back. Don't push back. Don't push. That's the limit. Don't push back. Don't. No, that's the limit. Don't push back. Don't. No, that's the limit. Don't push back. Don't. Oh, that's the limit. Don't push back. Don't. Yeah, that's the limit. Don't push back. Don't. Oh, that's the limit. Don't push back. Don't push. You can shake it anyway. Oh, you can shake it anyway. Oh, don't push back.